gentlemen, and welcome to Grinds My Gears with me, the small dude. Of course, that's not my real name, that's just what my friends call me. And that's you, right? We're all friends here, we're all having a good time, a good laugh, aren't we? This is a funny show, okay? I'm glad to have you here. This is my house, my rules. I get to decide what happens. And what I'm deciding is happening is that you're going to talk to me, whoa, on the phone. Okay, so why don't we do it? No good reason not to. Okay, Spazador's agricultural supply with the $2 Thank you very much. And he says, 30 shrimp for 10-10-10. I absolutely agree. It's a little song that me and Spazador have between us. It's a mutual song between me and the viewers because that's the kind of relationship I have with you. Okay, so are you excited? Are you excited to have a good time? I can't hear you. Okay, all right. What we're going to do today is you are going to call into this phone and you're going to talk to me. Now, what are we going to talk about? That's up to you. Whatever's grinding your gears, that's what you can talk about. You can also talk about something that's nice. Something that made you go, yay! Or made you cheer, like in a big crowd. There's anything you can talk about, anything in the world. It's your life, you know, you get to decide. People in the chat here are saying, we hear you. I'm glad. Because I've been known to have technical issues, okay? So be prepared, everybody. Anything can happen on this stream. Let's go! No, wait, now, before we go, stop that cheering. Stop. Before we start the stream, hey, come on! Stop messing around, this is serious. Okay, Coolidge. Calvin Coolidge. Before we start the stream, ladies and gentlemen, we need to do the monologue, of course. Okie dokie. will.i.am has been getting freaky with it. will.i.am from the Black Eyed Peas has been getting freaky with it. According to PBS NewsHour, thank you, Harjess, for becoming a Small Dude member. I love you too.
Love you, Small Dude.
Oh my god, Pepsi Man, thank you for the $2. Please make more video game videos, thank you. Right now I just gotta read the news. I might make a video game video straight after. Thank you for that, folks. Okay, here's the news. Funny jokes, monologue. will.i.am from the Black Eyed Peas has been getting freaky with it, according to PBS NewsHour. Getting freaky how? Well, primarily, he's been getting freaky in the making of his musical songs. That should be a surprise to nobody. But in a more sinister secondary way, he's also on public record for saying that he has been, quote, getting freaky with his tax returns. Boo. Remember, folks, will.i.am may be largely irrelevant in the current year. In fact, he may even be dead by the time I get to read this monologue out loud. But that's no excuse for improperly filed tax returns. Listen, we all pay our fair share. It's not right that music superstars are getting freaky with their taxes while I have to work 40 hours a week at Dunkin' Donuts just to buy a brand new pair of shoes. will.i.am? More like will.i.am not paying my fair share. In other news, the president of Earth has been sleeping with the president of Jupiter's wife. Holy crap. Now that's what I call an extraplanetary affair. And finally, Coca-Cola has decided to invent a new flavor of drinks today. The logic behind this 4D marketing move? Oh yeah, the name of the flavor is Cockwater. The logic behind this 4D marketing move is that people are already consuming copious amounts of Cockwater anyway. Why not just capitalize on a pre-existing trend? Coca-Cola Cockwater flavor. Jeez, talk about a load of nonsense. You can't even eat lunch these days without consuming something. Okay. That wraps up today's monologue. That was pretty good, right? Now it's time to get to the main show. Grind my gears. No.
Here's some news for you.
Here we are, folks. Pretty good show, right? Harjas says, I got new updates and interesting topics. Love you again. Let's go, says Harjas with the 100 rupees. Okay, now what he's referring to there, ladies and gentlemen, is the trend on this show of calling in and telling us what's going on, okay? That's what's going to be happening, folks. So go on the Discord, which is in the description, and it's also in a pinned comment in the live chat. Join that, and then get in the queue, and I'm going to be choosing people to come on and talk, okay? And now it's mostly at random. You can $5 to get a priority on the show. Now I'm losing my hostly pizzazz because so much went wrong, technically speaking, but we're back now, okay? Thank you. We're back and we are live. All right. Now. No! How about we just get someone up here? Okay, we're gonna get a new person on first, all right? We're gonna start the show with a new person, then we're gonna get into some other stuff, okay? So we're gonna see what a new person has to say. Hello, you're on Grinds My Gears.
Hi, can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and well. Who am I talking to?
All right, so real quick, you said that you wanted to speak to someone new. I'm actually a returning caller, so
well, forget about that.
You can go ahead and skip me.
No. What's your name?
Oh no, the name's Zero.
Oh, okay. Wait, is that? I asked you this last time. I remember. Nero or Zero?
No, yeah, it's Zero.
Okay, there's something about the way you're saying the letter Z which I can never comprehend. Okay, and also I think I subconsciously wanted you to be Nero, the Emperor. But it's Zero, like the thing that is synonymous with nothing. Okay, Zero.
Correct.
What is going on in your wacky world today? You've got a new profile picture. You're new to me.
I do.
What's going on? What's grinding your gears?
So for today, I actually wanted to do a little bit both of complaining and going on about a little bit of, I guess, good stuff, sort of. Yesterday marked 6 years of the day I got addicted.
Oh,
I won't say what it is.
To?
It's what's the word?
Addicted to something no
it's
good.
Yeah, you know, any addiction. It's you can get addicted to anything, but yeah, this was definitely one of those no good types of addictions.
What was the addiction?
That I think I will not say.
No,
But
okay, you gotta give
bad.
us a hint.
A hint.
Yeah, a hint. You know, you can say it's a substance. It's a form of entertainment.
Form of entertainment, yeah.
I knew that it's only ever those two things, you know. So it's one or the other. Okay, let's say form of entertainment. Now you are clean.
Pretty much, yeah. I've blocked any sort of channel that I could use to access it. So right now, I've been going through my day-to-day, trying to manage whatever I can without falling back on it. And you know what? It's been pretty good.
Good. I mean, I think anything that is an addiction, if you can, the more you get it out of your life, the more good it's going to be. Your life isn't going to be more good by getting back into an unhealthy addiction. So that's a good thing, right? There's a sinister kind of side to this.
Apologies for talking over you, but I feel a lot more free now. Yeah, it's been. I'm looking to see if I can go back to going a week without it, then a month, and so on and so forth.
And have you replaced your addiction with something? Because I found in my life, I usually get on one thing, and like my big addiction is work addiction. And when I get into that, I just when I'm not working, I can't do anything else, and I need to replace it with something, even if it's like going for a walk or something. Have you replaced your addiction?
Oh no, yeah. Me personally, I do like trying to build a good work ethic. I wouldn't say I'm addicted to work because sometimes I get pretty consistent. I get pretty lazy, especially on the weekends, which is a really terrible trap. But spending a lot of my time working. That's kind of been my whole summer. So
Well,
I'm actually in college, and I had to attend the summer school, right? And to keep my scholarship, and I did not give myself a single break for that 3 months period. And you know what? It felt pretty good. It was definitely really helpful because I've tried stopping my addiction before, but only now did I recently acquire a means to block it off completely. But yeah, I'm pretty familiar with, I guess, work addiction. I would probably call myself a workaholic, but
so you
it can also be a slippery slope because I enter whatchamacallits, little bouts of laziness, I guess.
You were
for
saying
lack
at
of a
the
better
start
term.
there's something good and something bad. Is that what the addiction encapsulates, or did you have something in mind? Hello?
What's up? No, yeah, sorry. Can you repeat the question real quick?
Yeah, so you got on here and you said you've got something good and something bad. Was that two different things, or is that the addiction entirely?
No, yeah, I would say I much prefer my work addiction over my other addiction. But
And what do you work on?
with any
Is this college work?
well, for most of the summer, yeah, it was college work, but recently I've been trying to get into all sorts of creative projects. I have a video essay on the works. I'm trying to get into drawing. I tried composing music for a little bit, but that I decided to leave on the back burner. And a little bit of poetry here and there. I found out recently that I'm really good at writing, but another thing that I wanted to get into was drawing, which I'm not that good at. And it's honestly pretty hard because I'm putting a lot of I have a lot of goals in mind because I want to really make it out as I hate using this term, an artist. And
This is dangerous stuff that we're talking about here. We're treading very closely to unemployment talk. This is always talking about being an artist is always on the border of greatness and sitting in your pants, doing not much of anything. And I say that as someone.
Definitely.
I say that as someone who has a lot of experience with calling myself an artist, not to be confused with another word that sounds similar, which is to do with on the spectrum. I said artist, or when you want to get into being an artist and you're going through all these different disciplines, like I'm going to try poetry, I'm going to try writing, and I'm going to try a video essay, and I'm going to try composing music. This is all great stuff, but it's also a recipe for doing a whole lot of nothing, but feeling really busy at the same time. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
So you think you said you're good at writing. That's correct, right?
Yep.
So what did you write that made you go, damn, this could be my thing? Roses are red, violets are blue, ...
It started off, I was talking to a friend that I no longer talk to about it, and then he gave me this prompt. The prompt was something along the lines of, write a story about a unicorn whose horn was too big for him. Something like that. And then I wrote it for him, and then he really liked it. And then I also remember I actually made a video essay about a year ago in June for a high school project, and it was really damn good. I borrowed a lot of elements from YouTubers who are a very big inspiration to me. It was a very nice A, like the only A in any sort of class that I really think back to. And that was really, I would say that's a pretty important moment in my life that really pushed me onto this, very, as you said, very risky path.
Well, I'm laughing thinking about the idea that we're now in an age where YouTubers can inspire people to write high school essays, which sounds like a disaster for humanity. But me technically being a YouTuber, I mean, I say technically, but literally in the most literal sense, it's a wild world we're living in, that you can be inspired just basically by a guy who's in his own house, just writing things down and putting them on YouTube. But I'd say my experience with that, which is kind of similar, is that I made the conscious decision one day when I was like 21, and I was like, I am going to call myself an artist, and when people ask what I am, that's what I'm going to say, and I am going to do like several different disciplines of art, and I'm going to combine them into the one thing. And my word of warning is that from experience, you can get very, very lost. And if I was to go back and concentrate hard on what I should have done better, it would be to focus on the thing that I'm best at, and then really like get into that a lot more than the other things. Because I think I focused on music a lot, and I've found in the past couple of years that there's other things that I'm a lot better at, and I probably should have just focused on them from the beginning, and I would have $1 million right now, guaranteed. I did the maths. I would have 1 million exactly today if I had just focused on video editing instead of making music and music videos for a bit too long. Now, people will say, "The Small Dude, your music videos are great," and thank you for saying that. I appreciate that. But I probably should have maximized my biggest strengths. So I would kind of, if you're saying that you wrote something and like you showed it to your friend, he said it was good, which you shouldn't base everything on his opinion. After all, you're not friends anymore. But if you wrote something and you thought it was good, maybe that's your thing. Maybe that's the thing that you should pursue more than the other things. Why aren't you friends with that guy anymore?
There was a little spat that we got into, and you know, he's a very complex individual, and I definitely don't have all the time to go over, you know, what's up with him and what's up with me. But it pretty much resulted in him not wanting to retread any old bad issues that he had with somebody else who he and I have kind of compared me to.
Okay, this is kind of an interpersonal problem that was there any event? When was the last time you talked to him?
I think the middle of July.
And what happened? What was that conversation like?
Well, it was pretty much we wrote these like little I don't know if you're familiar with the term mucho texto. We wrote these like sort of letters to each other.
Don't worry, yo hablo. So I understand exactly what you're hablaring.
Yeah.
So you wrote long text messages saying, "This is my problem with you," and then he said, "This is my problem with you," and then it kind of fizzled out.
Exactly.
Okay, mucho texto. Okay, that's new vocab for me. And
I do have I'm gonna end it real quick, but I do have one question for you about how you said how absurd it is for all these random guys and YouTubers to be inspiring people in all sorts of wacky ways.
Yeah.
I don't know if I mentioned this the last time, but I do consider you to be a pretty big inspiration.
There we go. The crowd's going wild for that one. That's probably, I would say that's a good thing, but I think society at large would say that that is the worst possible thing that could happen, for you to be inspired by a guy who's in this room. But I appreciate it. I'm glad, because I know on the surface level what I'm doing is a bit silly and chaotic, but there is something worth being inspired by deep down, you know, like the you have to dig for it. I know that it's, for most people, they don't see it on first impression, but I'm glad you got it, Zero. What was it that inspired you? What kind of aspect of this channel?
So on my last call, I spoke a lot about my gripes with the modern day indie media scene in terms of the animation stuff,
yes,
the games, which I didn't think I'd get into, and also, you know, the big players, the AAA guys, the mainstream, and how I have issues with both of them. I sort of see you in like this third category where you're obviously, you know, you fall under the category of indie, but you're so much more smaller than these guys. You're not any sort of industry. You're not a big YouTuber. You're more authentic than everything else that I see. And you know, I'm obviously not going to trust the mainstream, definitely not. and I don't really see myself siding with the little guy. So when all you have is a small dude, sometimes that's all you really need. For me personally.
Listen, I was gonna talk there, but then you just rounded it off. You are a video essayer. That was the end of your video essay right there. You just topped it off like a pro. You are good at writing. Zero.
Well, thank you.
English meatball. That's what your name is online.
I have no idea why. I'm fine with it.
Yeah, just in case people thought I threw out some weird kind of European slang there. English meatball is not a thing that you just call people. Zero, thank you for coming on and sharing your thoughts, being the one to crack open this case of live stream tonight and drink the insides. Thank you for all that insights. I hope the best goes for you with your new pursuit in 5 different things. Try pick one. That's what I say. All right, man. Good to talk to you. We'll talk again.
All right. God bless you.
Bye-bye. And that's how it goes, folks. That's how it goes. Oh no! That was not such a good sound, was it at all? Yeah, now that's it. Okay, folks. Now we are going to go to we're going to go international right now. International for me, international for you, aka not Ireland, not America. We're going to go somewhere else entirely. Where are we going to go? That's for me to know and you to find out. Let's see who's on the phone now. Who could I possibly be talking to that's from another land? Remember, join Discord and get in to the little lobby that I have, the little waiting room, and maybe you could be on the phone next. And if you're watching this later after the live stream's over on VOD, then I'm sorry to say it's impossible for you to be here right now due to physics, space, time. I'm just talking because this guy still hasn't got in the queue yet, okay? So here he is. Hello?
Oh, hello. Am I audible?
You're audible. The first noises that you made sounded like the noises of a dying turtle.
Oh, I am dying, and I am a turtle.
Oh, so I was right. You know, I thought that might be a risk saying that, but you're a dead and dying turtle. Who am I talking to now? What's your name?
Oh, you forgot me? It's me, Harjas.
Harjas, this is a little trick in showbiz where I actually know the answer, but I want the people to hear it from your voice. So we're gonna do a little bit of showbiz training here right now. So I'm gonna ask you the question again, but you got to get the people excited, okay? So when I ask you, make sure you give them something good to listen to, okay? So hold on, let me get the music up here again. Okay. Now, we are on the phone with our next caller. Who could this be? Hello, caller. What's your name?
This is the Indian Hour, and I am Rajesh Patel from Valhalla. Welcome to my little... So, this is my guest today, and today is Small Dude.
You're killing it right now, okay? You're actually out... You're showing me up. You're making me look like an amateur. Okay, Harjas, take it away.
Oh, so I just wanted to give an update on the Indian situation. As soon as we heard about the H-1B thing, I have a news to tell you about personal family. So what happened is my uncle came in from the United States of America. So there's one less immigrant in your country. Can I get a move?
So your uncle was an Indian man who was working in America, and then they changed the rules for the H-1B visa. He's in India now. Can he not go back?
Oh, he is now talking about setting up shop in Punjab, in my home state.
Okay, and did he come back because he got kicked out of America?
Kind of, we don't know. He's giving us the excuse that his H-1B expired, but I think I think he was deported. I have my doubts on that. I don't trust my own family members anymore. There is something that is going around in my country. Everybody is complaining that they're asking that why Indians should be so hated. And I'm like, a little bit of self-introspection can solve a lot of, give us a lot of answers, right, small dude?
Well, I mean, to be honest, I do think it's a little bit extreme, the amount of Indian hatred that's going on. Like, listen, there's bad things you can say about any culture, really. I'm just surprised at the level of uptick there is with the Indian stuff right now. I'm not entirely sure where it started from, because it's not like Indians emigrated for the first time just a couple of years ago, but obviously something's been brewing, and I think generally social media trends have kind of kicked off, and people are like, hey, yeah, I know an Indian guy who's annoying, and then it just kind of rolls from there. Now, to be fair, I'm not just saying this because you're Indian and I don't want to hurt your feelings or something, but I do think there's just something more. I think there's some. I know you hate Indians more than I do, but I think there's something inherently funny, or at least funnier, about Indian hate as opposed to any other ethnicity, because there's just something funny about Indians. I don't know what it is. Like, Chinese people are serious. Who else is there? African Americans, pretty serious, you know? But then when you talk about India, like, there's something a bit silly about it. It almost feels like it's not wrong to make fun of them. And I think you've generally got kind of an upbeat attitude, and I think that kind of pisses people off a little bit. Do you think you've got... do you think India has a bit of an upbeat attitude?
I think that first of all, I want to answer that question, that how did this Indian hate exploded? So if we go back to 1980s, when Indians were immigrating to the United States of America, the Patels, the Gujarati families, they were exploiting Mexicans. So if you're a Patel and you work in construction, Mexicans are not going to work for you because the Gujaratis fuck over the Mexicans. And the biggest example we can see is the decapitation. A week back, where we saw an Indian business owner got decapitated by a Cuban. So there's one aspect is that the Indian hate is very, very old.
That it's what?
And the Indian hate is old. It's like ever since Indians have came in, they have been hated since forever. They have been racist caricatures and everything. The hate is old. It's ancient.
Okay,
so
yeah, I've no doubt, because people have been traveling for a long time, but there is. Do you think it has something to do with the mannerisms, just of like the Indian people themselves, or is it something that about Indian culture?
So my great grandfather was a jailer for Britishers, like in the colonial times. My great grandfather was a jailer, and he once told me to sit down, son. I'm going to tell you 3 things that you should never follow, that you should always follow, so that you're not hated by the foreigners.
Oh, and what were these 3 things?
So number 1 is to never ever try to court the foreign women. Never ever talk to the foreign women. Don't integrate with the foreign women. Keep your distance from them. Don't need to date them. You don't need to marry them. You all need to do is to make sure that you keep a simple yet short conversation with them. Second thing, never ever insult or create a social hegemony where there's distrust between you and the locals.
That's generally good advice. Don't create distrust with the locals. That's universal advice. I'd recommend that to anybody.
Like, distrust is mean, like if you're like doing even the smallest mistake, because here's the thing, as a minority, one guy represents everybody. If you go to Africa, you represent all Irish people.
Yes, that's true. That is absolutely true. They'll be like, oh, I knew an Irish guy once and he was funny. All Irish people are funny and alcoholics. I've given that impression to many countries. There's many countrymen walking around Europe saying that exact thing about me. I know that is absolutely true. Like, you'll know one guy from Kazakhstan and you'll say, oh, this guy has sex with his son and he has a photograph of it. little 2008 reference for anyone who watched movies back in the day. Borat. I take you've seen that, Harjas, right? You've seen Borat?
Yeah, I've seen Borat. It's one of the most best movies. That one movie where he goes to America, that was like fucking great, dude. My father and me laughed my ass off.
Yeah,
especially the Jewish scene.
for a second there, I was worried that not everyone in the world has seen Borat. Now, I could watch that again, and I'll probably have like a different perspective. There's probably some like, I know that Sacha Baron Cohen has his Jewish agenda with every film that he makes, so I'll probably start recognizing the hatred in the character Borat. But back then, it was just funny, lol, just for the sake of being funny. Okay, and I'm going to ask you one more thing. Someone in the chat was asking there, what is your overall take on the H-1B situation? The Americans want to know.
The H-1B is basically something like the Indians. What Indians do, then Americans don't follow suit. Is that Americans don't really consider these degrees like engineering degrees. So the thing is that when we got independence, we were given this idea: if you want to become rich, if you want to become settled, you need to get these degrees in engineering, doctor. And basically, the whole middle class followed this suit. Either my child will become a lawyer, doctor, or engineer. These are the only three professions we were allowed, or he will become a public service. So, these Indian people go to abroad for a cheap, for like a very easy solution. And when they go abroad, they exploit these H-1B visa. There's another visa that allows spouses to come to your country, and there's again a lot of visas that the United States have. There's also a visa that starts with E that I'm forgetting. That gives visas to the hyper intelligent people, and sometimes Indians exploit those too by accumulating a lot of PhDs. Showing themselves as some kind of like genius in some field or something. Like there's so many shops that, especially in my country, exploit the H-1B situation, and it is becoming a tragedy that these people are now becoming economic migrants, and people like me. Like Indians like me who just want to escape, don't want to talk about our country like anytime. Or they just don't want to be Indian anymore. They no longer have the choice to go out. So we are just stuck here while these people are just flourishing or getting the best out of it. And I'm like, okay,
well,
it's a scam basically.
Harjust, there's one thing that I think everybody's forgetting with this H-1B situation, and we've got to remember. Now, Dislin is saying, I've lost him 5 minutes ago. I'm not going to lie. He's the guy who asked you to explain the H-1B situation. You lost him 5 minutes ago. So that man's none the wiser today. Let me summarize it for you, Dislin. This is what Harjust is saying. H-1B visa. You used to be able to go to America from India if you're a highly skilled worker, and it would only cost your company $1,000. And they'd be able to get you over from abroad. Now it costs $100,000. Now I say this isn't a problem at all, Harjas, because if you want to escape India, like you say, everyone wants to escape India, the problem is actually not such a problem. All you need to do is become 100 times more skilled than you were going to become, and then you can get in no problem. Nothing's changed, right? That's good news.
No, true. Nothing's changed, but now people are like the E1 visa. Like, let me give it a Google search. Like, this visa is only for the hyper intellectuals.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. You just need to become 100,000 more times intellectual than you were. It's that's simple. Then you can get in.
No, wait a minute. Give me a second. No, that won't work because it is only a very rare visa. It's the O1 visa. Yeah, the O1. I'm saying E like a retard. It's the O1 visa, which is basically given on the basis of intelligence, and it's very rare. Only one person who is not intelligent got that visa. I probably think is Melania Trump, because I read it in news somewhere. I might be wrong. Let me
here. Well, Harjas, we're gonna wrap this up because this ain't the fact show. This is the opinion call-in show, and my opinion is that you're saying there's one guy in a million who gets to go to America on a visa. I'm just saying it's simple. Just be that guy. You know, this is how Italy won the World Cup in 2006. You know, they started the competition. They said, "Listen, guys. The only way to win this competition is if we just beat all the other teams." So what we're going to do is we're going to beat all the other teams, and then a couple months later, they won the World Cup. So all you got to do is be 1 in a million, right? That's not so hard, is it?
I'm going to like, you know, I want to give myself a plastic surgery. Now I look myself like Italian.
Yeah, exactly. Or just get plastic surgery and look Italian. That's an even easier situation to get yourself into. Get an Italioplasty. Okay, Harjas.
That's what I'm thinking.
Thank you for coming on and sharing your worldly insights, global news.
We will wind up our Indian show, and next time I'll talk about what actually grind my gears. Thank you, Small View, for having me here, and Tata.
There we go, Showman Harjas in the house, and Tata, he says. Tata. That's what he said, folks. Okay, now remember, you can join this show by joining the Discord link in the description. Join the queue, and maybe you'll get on. Maybe you will. Or send in $5 and you'll definitely get on. No doubt about it. Send even more and you'll definitely get on. Stay on forever, perhaps, depending on how much. Okay, gonna go for this guy. Who's this guy gonna be, folks? I'm gonna type his number in here into the phone. And then play a bit of music. We're gonna see who this is. Okay, hello, who am I talking to?
Hello.
Oh wow, loudest microphone in the world coming in here. Who am I talking to?
Loudest car speaker in the world.
Oh, we've got a car driver here. We've got, are you drinking and driving and calling into a call-in show?
No, I just got in my car to leave work. Should I switch to my headphones? Does this sound like total shit?
No, it's shockingly good. Usually those car speaker phones sound like you put a phone into dog shit and then threw it out the Twin Towers before it got hit by a plane. But this one actually sounds pretty good. Tell the people your name, sir.
My name is Lance, or Devouring, or Botanist in the Discord server.
This is
Call me Lance.
This is Lance, and open bracket, aka +2 close bracket. Lance, what's grinding your gears today?
So I've been queuing into the audience for like the last several streams, and I haven't really been expected to getting picked because obviously I've been on here several times. So I'm a little jarred right now, trying to think of what of my selection of things I actually wanted to talk about.
Well, let me ask you a few leading questions first. Where are you going in your car?
I'm driving home. I have an hour-long drive ahead of me.
And why do you have an hour-long drive? Why would you go an hour away? Why not stay where you are?
Because I live an hour from work, because where I work is in a very nice area, and I would rather rent in a very shitty area and not spend $2,000 renting somewhere in this nice area.
Okay, well, you're out there, you're shaking it, you're renting and working a job. How does it feel to be a proper adult?
I think I've had it coming for quite a while. I've been ready to move up in the world for years now, and I'm just kind of sick of being in college. So,
are you still in college, or did you leave?
Yeah, I'm in college. It's like an on and off thing. It's like every 3 months I'm in college, and then 3 months of working. I'm a chemical engineer. This is a internship type thing. Okay,
so you're on the right track. I was thinking when I was in college for one day, I went into like a guitar course, and I was like, hey, I want to get money and I want to live like not in my parents' house. So before college ever began, I was like, this isn't getting me where I want. I wanted immediately to become an adult. I didn't want to spend like 4 years and then maybe doing another 4 years waiting until I can like watch TV as loud as I want. What's the place that you're renting like? Is it a crack den?
Yeah, it's in a pretty shitty place. I'm surprised by how nice it's turning out to be, and especially because I'm living with my dad for the first time in my life. My parents divorced when I was a kid, so I never really lived with him. It was just like I'd see him once a month, and for the last few years, it's been like I'd see him like 3 times a year, and that sucks because he's always been like my major influence.
And why did he only visit you 3 times a year?
No, it was me visiting him. He would kind of live in a shithole area, and my mom isn't really welcome to him coming and visiting. So it's just whenever I would have time to drive out to see him, because it'd always be an hour or 2 hour drive.
It sounds like your dad's in prison or something. That like, oh no.
Well, he is an ex-felon. He's been in and out of prison for a lot of different things throughout his life, but he's doing pretty good right now.
Oh, what has he been in and out of prison for doing?
A lot.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Much every drug you could think of, armed robbery, bunch of stuff, bunch of fun stuff. I'm sure that I don't know the extensive list.
Yeah, I was thinking that if I was in and out of prison, I don't think I would. I just can't imagine telling my son the entire details of it. Like, I don't think I would gain anything. I don't think I would. I don't think he would look at me and be like, "You're awesome." Do you think he's awesome because he went in and out of prison?
I think it made him who he is. I think it's a fun little detail, and I feel good about myself that I came from that sort of place. Like, he's he's the most healthy person in that side of the family. I have absolutely no contact to anyone else of his side of the family because they're just all horrible people. So I feel good about myself that I am where I am, considering that I came from that.
Yeah, man, absolutely. And the black and white kind of version of your life is perfectly respectable and normal, like job, college, renting, like there's a lot of other people in this world who, like, you look at the black and white kind of like age, name, location, and it doesn't look too good. So you're doing all right, at least on that surface level, which is a good start. What about like your dad's family? I want to know, like, did you decide to not talk to them, or did they decide to not talk to you?
I think it was a mutual decision of both of us to not talk to them. My dad's father, my grandpa, thank God that dude is dead. He was just a horrible child molesting, beating monster. My dad has 5 siblings, and they were all beaten growing up. And I think most of them are dead, or I don't have contact with them at all and would not want to, because they're just, either drug addicts or horribly mentally ill. Just no reason to.
And how does your dad feel about all this? Because to me, it sounds like...
He hates all of them. Every last one of them. He has just total... despises them, He wants absolutely nothing to do with them and hopes that they die.
That's you know what? That's a tough place for him to be in, He's divorced. His wife doesn't want him to come over to the house. He doesn't talk to his family. What does he do on Christmas?
He doesn't have like any friends or family. I'm the only person that he really talks to. I'm his only son. Well, that's not true. I'll mention that in a second, but I'm kind of his best friend. And I'm fine doing that. It's kind of rough to see sometimes, but I'm happy to be there for him. So we spend all the holidays together.
Oh, well, you know what? You sound like the best son ever, Like, that's not something you have to do. That's a completely optional thing. There's many other people who'd say, I couldn't be arsed getting to know my dad. He's... just the black and white version of his life doesn't seem too good. He doesn't talk to his family. Like, you could have just like cut him out and he probably would have been like, good riddance anyway, I didn't want to see that little bastard. But since you were like just being probably base level cool, he's like, you're all right, we can go shooting. Or I've kind of attributed a voice to your dad.
He actually likes you quite a lot.
He likes me.
We are incredibly similar. Yeah. I've shown him plenty of your stuff. He's he tries to have a YouTube channel and an internet personality, a bunch of stuff. He's a very complicated guy, but he's like an internet spiritual guru type guy. He posts on his blog.
What's he doing on the internet? He's vlogging?
He posts on his blog all of his stuff about like spirituality and like addiction counseling. It's a lot. He's a published author technically.
Well, we all are, aren't we? If you've written a YouTube comment, technically I'm an acclaimed author. You can also print a book for free on Amazon, so that's a quick path to you can tell people that at your work functions, like, I'm actually a published author. I have an ebook on Amazon. I have a pamphlet that I put into people's houses against their will. What has he published?
A couple different books, but more the same. It's stuff on addiction counseling and spirituality. A lot of his specific ideas.
You know what I think's funny about people who were addicted to drugs for most of their life is that usually they get to a certain point where they're like, okay, I spent a lot of time doing drugs and being in prison. I did not get to have a job and go to college and do normal stuff. What can I do? I know, I can make my job telling people how to not do drugs, since I'm so qualified. And kind of the same with anyone who's like just done anything for a large stretch of their lives. They're like, hey, I'll just tell other people about what I did. I'm going to turn my downtrodden, my bad luck into a career. And to be honest, sometimes that's the best person you can hear from. Like, you're probably turned off the idea of committing crimes knowing his story.
Oh yeah, totally. I'm totally turned off from that and any kind of hard drugs because of him. I take a lot of inspiration from him in a lot of ways, but I also try and be better in all the ways that he's failed.
There is a genuine and very potent lesson to be learned in simply the fact of like, don't do what I did. Like if you like, and it doesn't mean that they're a bad person, but it's just like, look, just do the opposite of what I did and that'll probably be a good thing to do. I also kind of say that about my own life. If anyone's like, I want to be an artist or I want to be a YouTube video maker, I'd be like, look at me. Do you want to be me? Probably not. Some people do, and that could be, maybe that means they're in the right place, but for most people they'd be like, actually, you seem stressed. I'm going to go work in the civil service instead. And that can be the best lesson. Your mom sounds like she's fine. She's probably like is she?
She's a total psycho. I'll get into her another time.
She's got her own story. All right, Lance. Well,
yeah.
Thanks for coming on.
I have a quick thing I want to say. Two things. So I said I was going to bring it back up. I technically have a half brother I've never met who lives in Malaysia. My dad went to Malaysia, got married, had a son, came back. They never saw him again. I tried to contact the kid a few months ago, but he wanted absolutely nothing to do with me.
How old is he?
I think he's 14 now. His name's Rifki.
Yeah, that's probably not a good time to get in contact with long lost siblings. Maybe when they're like 40. I think he needs to be 40 until you contact him. He'll be like, I've lived life. I've seen it all. This is interesting. Hello, what's your name? And then you can. Well, you don't want to really be friends with him, right? Like, what do you have to say to a 14-year-old Malaysian?
No. I was mostly doing it to be polite to my dad because he wanted me to. But it became pretty clear that he really didn't want to talk to either of us.
Yeah, I mean, what have you done for him?
Fucking nothing. My dad has just been absent from his life since maybe he was 3 years old. I think he visited once.
Yeah, it's like, hey, I made you alive and then I never saw you again except when you were a baby. Hello, here I am. And they're like, fuck off, I thought you were gone. And they're like, okay, bye forget about it.
Now this kid has turned into a fun fact in my life.
Yeah, he's a piece of trivia or like something that you mentioned on maybe a call-in live stream. What was the second thing that you wanted to say?
I wanted to ask if you keep a document of notes on all of the previous callers so that you can recall quickly, or if you just have an insanely good memory.
Oh, that's actually a good idea, because the thing that kind of concerns me is that a lot of people's voices sound very similar, and then they change their profile picture and their username, and I want to be like, I do remember what people said, but like, if someone comes on with a different profile picture and a different username and they don't have a recognizable voice, that's almost impossible, and people think that maybe I don't know who they are. I do wish there was a way to get everybody here in real life so I could see them and look at them and stuff, but this is kind of this is the best we can do. I don't know if I trust people to turn on their video camera on the internet.
I think it's been very impressive so far, how well you've been able to recall previous conversations, considering there's been so many. Like, I could have sworn that you had to have been keeping notes on these people.
No, it's funny that I think I don't talk to that many people in real life, so it's not like I have to remember a bunch of other stuff outside this. Like, it's a lot easier to remember things that people have told you about their lives when like, I just kind of sit down and listen intently. Like, I'm not doing anything else. I'm just sitting here only listening to people's stories. So I appreciate that I'm doing a good job of it, in your opinion. I actually had no idea. I feel like I'm going to... I might make a wrong turn somewhere there, and I might have jinxed it. But I know that you said that there was a chick who emailed you on a dating app, and you went to her house, and she had a dirty mattress, and you got the deed done. And it was like Fallout New Vegas.
Oh yeah, that was funny. I forget that. I forgot that shit happened entirely. That was a fucking mess. But that is a true story.
I remember things other people say. The thing I don't remember is what I've said to other people. And then someone called in and they were like, you were saying that you have a cavity, or like they were saying you have a hole in your tooth that you need to go to the dentist and get fixed. And I was like, in what fucking context did I say that? But yes, that's true. So I've forgotten the esoteric nonsense that I've mentioned. Well, anyway, Lance, we're going to see what the people have to say today. Thanks for coming on and sharing a bit about your life.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. Have a good stream.
Good luck on your journey. Don't crash! Don't crash! He crashed! Now that's a terrible joke to make, because road safety and road danger is no joke. Okay, now speaking of road danger, we're going to have a guy called Ford Pinto coming on. But before we have Ford Pinto coming on, we've got to do something very important, folks. Something that cannot not be done, okay? It's time for the sponsor of the show. Today's show is brought to you by Time. Do you feel like you don't have enough time? Do you feel like time is running out? Well, how about you buy some time? I know that sounds like something people say, oh, I gotta buy myself some time, but I'm saying that you can literally buy time. So go and buy it today. Get 5 more years of your life now with Time. Okay, so that's it. That's today's sponsor. Now I'm gonna dial a number and someone's gonna talk. Isn't this a good show? Okay.
Yeah, that's a good show.
Hey, thank you. Now, who am I talking to? Say your name loud and clear.
You are talking to the Ford Pinto yet again.
This is the Ford Pinto yet again, and the Ford Pinto is known to have a chronic case of grinding gears. Isn't that right? I'm a car fanatic. I know that.
Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty old, 1972, so gears are going to be grinding.
Yeah, man. Gears grinded and rusty and full of mold, and someone's dog got sick in there, and the sick has mold on it. That actually happened to me. My dog got sick in the car, and I didn't clean it for like a week, and mold has grown on it. But when dogs get sick, they mainly it's just their little dog food, and not much else.
Well, Well, it looks like we don't have your biggest fan here. Apologize for that yet again. But,
wait, who's the hater from last week? My biggest hater.
Hey, he's also your biggest fan. Remember?
I know he was messaging me after. For anyone who wasn't listening last week, he came on and he said I suck. This guy's been hating on me for 2 years or so, and he said it only feels like a month. Someone. Huh?
I said that's a long time for someone to hate consistently.
It's a real long time. And then he messaged me and then he said, "Are you actually mad at me?" He was like, were you joking or were you actually mad? So I think
well, shit, man.
we may have to see what's going on in his brain next time. But for now, this is the Ford Pinto's
Whatever, if he
moment.
ever shows up, then yeah.
Ford Pinto, what's grinding your gears this week?
Nothing really. I did want to touch on the H-1B stuff really quick. The thing is, I'm an American, and just to very quickly touch on it, the reason why it was such a big problem is Indians in particular work for very cheap labor rate, and a lot of companies took advantage of that. And the reason why we had to implement that $100,000 fine is to essentially close that loophole.
I don't
That's
think it's technically called a fine for coming over to the States and getting employed. I think
Quotation marks fine. That's realistically what it is, but it's not classified as that. You know what I mean.
I do like that idea of highly skilled workers being brought over to America and the company has to pay a fine.
Hey,
Yeah.
I welcome highly skilled workers that pledge their allegiance to my country. Other than that, they should probably go back.
Well, here, this is something I accidentally said out loud today. I was saying to somebody, have you heard about the H-1B situation? And they were like, no, what's that? And then I explained that it's becoming more expensive to bring Indians to America. And they were like, oh. And then I said, I actually surprised myself with how quickly I thought of this. I said, you know where they're going to go, right? And they were like, here. I was like, yep. And
yeah, that's right. You guys fucked.
I forgot to think about that because when I heard about it, I just thought about America, and then I thought, oh no! Now where are they going? They're not going to stay at home. That's what they hate.
I don't know, man. I'm at work right now, so as usual.
So you can't say what you really think. That's what you're trying to say?
Oh, I can say whatever I want here. I've gotten people to say the N-word around here quite a lot.
You've gotten them to say it?
I can say whatever I want.
In what kind of context?
Kind of like a Tourette's kind of way.
So when you say you've gotten people to say the N-word, how does that conversation come about?
Sometimes we'll just say it, and then they'll say it, and it's just like a chain reaction of Tourette's.
Okay, so you didn't get them to say it. That you just inspired them.
Yes.
So do you get to speak your mind with your coworkers, the things that you really think?
Yeah. I mean, we consistently talk about the certain tribe called Pakistan Number 1.
Oh yeah, so the code word.
We consistently talk about that.
That's the special code word for the J people, which because by saying Pakistan Number 1 is going to be very confusing. People are going to think, who the hell are they talking about?
Hey! For people in the know, they know. So
well, those guys are getting it pretty bad right now. Do you think Netanyahu did it?
Due to recent events, yeah.
I think so. You think Netanyahu killed code word Charles Creek?
Yeah.
Did you see that video where
I will not elaborate.
Yeah. Yes. Full stop. Next question. I've just been fascinated by the amount of times that Netanyahu comes out and says, "There's been a terrible lie that is going around about us. I did not kill him." I'm like, who are you responding to?
What's the thing? You blame your enemies for what you're about to do or what you're doing. And so he's doing it. It's like a play-by-play book. So I didn't really want to talk about Pakistan Number 1, but
I did. But what do you want to talk about? I had to bring that up, but I had to make it sound like someone else made me talk about it.
Fair enough.
I did.
I don't know.
That was just that guy who said that, not me. Anyway, moving on.
Yeah, I said it. These new cars are a pain in my ass. Like, I've had multiple people ask me if I would recommend any new cars from any manufacturer, and I keep telling them, it's like, no. It's like multiple manufacturers on lawsuits. The current manufacturer I work in is in a class action lawsuit for one of their transmissions. I don't know. It's just new cars are being such a pain in the ass.
You might be the guy to ask about this because I'm learning to drive, okay? And I'm a late learner, and I have a car, right? But I don't know anything about cars.
What is it?
Huh?
What is it?
It's a Suzuki Ignis. Do you know that?
No, we don't get many Suzukis here in the States.
Yeah, it's a Japanese import as well, so all of the information on the dashboard is in Japanese. But I think it's a fine. I love the car actually, but I was looking around at.
I mean, is it a manual? I assume
no.
it's manual, right?
No, it's automatic. I'm taking the easy option, learning to drive an automatic. But
Tisk. I'm machine.
Oh, are you looking it
You
up?
brought dishonor.
Yeah. Well,
Nah.
tell me about that car. Is that okay? This is probably uninteresting to almost everyone else, but like, is that it? What's your impression of that car by looking at it?
Damn it! Now you're actually having to force me to look it up.
Oh, I thought you were.
What was it? Hold on. Give me 1 sec.
Okay, people.
So it's the
this is just
Suzuki.
me-
What now?
This is just me consulting my my car guy right here. He's looking up the Suzuki Ignis. And I guess probably everybody watching this probably needs to look it up as well, so we know what we're talking
Oh,
about.
what the hell is that?
Okay, I might have to get it up on screen with that reaction.
I'm looking at it right now. What in the hell is this thing?
It's an unusual car, and that's
Oh
why I
my
wanted
God.
to know. I will get it on screen for the people. Someone says I'm car tarded.
Holy shit!
And don't worry,
I hope you got a good price out of that, man.
So what's your reaction? Is this what does this look like to you?
Oh, wow. I don't know. I'm aghast.
Why?
Wait.
What's
Don't
unusual?
aren't you wearing a Honda jacket?
Yes, but that means
Why the fuck
nothing.
aren't you driving a?
Oh my god!
Why aren't you driving a Honda? What the fuck? You could have like gotten anything better. You could have driven a Honda,
Oh, I could have got anything better. You say? There it is, people.
like a Honda.
Yeah. Well, I guess they didn't have a Honda in the shop, so I just got this instead.
That's unfortunate. I'm sorry.
Oh no! I love this car. It's the best. Look at well.
Hey! As long as you love it, that's fine.
Well, what's wrong with it? Be like, articulate yourself like a car man who knows what he's talking about.
Not gonna lie, it looks kind of ugly.
Oh, it's now if
But-
that's your problem.
But to be fair, hey, to be fair, the Ford Pinto is pretty ugly too. So, I'm speaking from experience here.
I mean, well, this is the thing that I looked at every car that's available, and I was like, every car is ugly. Like, name a good-looking new car.
Oh yeah. Shit, I couldn't name any. I mean, even the Chevrolet Camaros that I've worked on, like they just look bloated. Everything's just bloated, so it's unfortunate.
And I feel sorry for anyone who's not interested in cars, because I'm not interested in cars. I'm just interested in one specific car, which is the Suzuki Ignis. But it blows my mind. Like every time I'm on the road, I'm like, let me try and find a car that is like roughly the same price as mine but looks better, and it's impossible because they all look bad. Like every car looks bad except for like maybe BMW or Range Rovers or whatever, but that's
I don't know. I got a bone to pick with BMWs.
Oh, what's that?
I fucking hate BMWs.
Why don't
You
they
have
look
no
cool?
idea how they are so fucking complicated to work on. It's like you fix one thing and then like 10 other things fucking break all at once. Like the German engineering is like so fucking autistic on it. I hate them.
What do you think of someone, a hypothetical person who may or may not exist, who only cares about if a car looks cool or not?
They're probably a Pakistan number one.
Oh, okay. What do you have to care about then? If I was buying a car hypothetically, what if I wanted to sound smart? What would I look at and say, oh, nice engine on that?
You know what? You got it right there. That's exactly what you say. Just, hey, that's a nice engine, and then pretend that you know what you're talking about and don't elaborate on anything.
Okay, so I can just look at a car and say, hey, cool engine.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, nice wheels, nice or bad wheels
Yeah,
maybe.
you just repeat that like an NPC the entire time
Okay.
until you get eventually thrown out.
Yeah, I'm just. It's someone's talking about Mr. Bean's car in the chat here. Do you know Mr. Bean's car?
Yes, the Mini Cooper. Those things are awesome. Those old Mini Coopers are awesome.
Oh, is that a Mini
Absolute
Cooper
Pino.
from back in the
Yeah.
day? Mr. Bean's car.
I could have got one of those, but I never did. So
I'm bringing it up for the people looking on screen. It's Mr. Bean's car. Is that a Mini Cooper?
it should be.
Oh, I didn't know they made. Yeah, Mr. Bean's Mini. I didn't know that they made minis back in the day. Okay, I'm learning things about cars, and all of my information to begin with starts with Mr. Bean, and it goes up from there.
See, I drive the exact opposite of a BMW. I drive its competitor.
What's the opposite of a BMW?
Apparently, back in the day, it used to be Volvo.
Volvo? You drive a Volvo?
Yes. Hell yeah.
I'm judging. I judge Volvo based on the aesthetics of its name for some reason, because it reminds me of vulva, which is female genitalia, and that's not something I want to be in and drive. I want to be in it. I don't want to drive it.
Hey man, they are the safest cars out there, but they're also the coolest.
Pussy so much he's driving it. Driving it around in manual transmission, pulling that fucking stick all the way up the wall.
Absolutely. Hey, you guessed it right. It's a manual too.
Hey, there you go. A car guy can't be driving an automatic Volvo. That'd be crazy, I think, from what I know of cars, which is nothing.
Oh yeah, no, it'd be almost straight up blasphemous.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe when you're working on cars in your shop, in your job, and someone's making small talk and they say, "What car do you drive?" You should say, "Mr. Bean's car." You know Mr. Bean's car?
You know what?
That's what I have.
I'll say that next. I'll say that next to really throw them in for a loop.
Just see what they say.
I'll keep them guessing.
No, you know, you should say it. They're like, "What do you drive?" And you say, "Well, have you ever seen Mr. Bean?" And then just kind of leave it lingering for a sec. And then say, "Yeah, that one."
That one. I don't know what this name is, but it's that one.
Okay, Ford Pinto, thanks for coming on, sharing a little piece about your life there.
Hey, man. It is what it is.
Say la vie,
remember,
brother.
if Pakistan #1 did it.
Oh, we gotta get this guy off the phone immediately. He's about to say something terrible. That's how we know when danger's afoot, when someone takes a deep breath and says, Pakistan, you gotta say, get this guy off. That was Ford Pinto, ladies and gentlemen. Give him a round of applause. All right. Coolio. Because I'm a cool car guy now. I say cool stuff like Coolio. What are you laughing at? That's a cool thing to say, isn't it? My friend, when I was 4, told me that was cool to say. I wish there was this is a live chat message here. I wish there was a channel like The Small Dude, but instead of being Family Guy themed, it was Mr. Bean themed. That's an unbelievable idea. I would have so many more fans if I made that channel. That's a genius idea. I'm Mr. Bean's #1 fan. And in a similar way as Family Guy, Mr. Bean is much funnier conceptually than it is actually watching the show. Because I tried to watch Mr. Bean recently, actually, which is why he's on my mind, and wasn't funny. I swear I was ready to laugh, but Mr. Bean just really, you got to be 6 years old or Indian to laugh at it. And if you look at Mr. Bean on YouTube and you go to the comments, everyone's Indian. They love that slapstick kind of man falling over type humor. Which is a surprise to no one, but still funny to watch. I remember some comments saying, Mr. Bean is the greatest ever, and Mr. Bean funniest. Comments such as that. Wasn't there some Indian that did nothing but upload Mr. Bean clips, and it was really popular in India? I've no doubt about it. I'd say that's happened 10 times over. Mr. Beanst, says Zero Bill. Okay. Who are we gonna get next? Who's this person? Let's see. Couple new faces in today. Faces. Hello.
Oh my goodness! I've been watching you for quite a while, but I haven't interacted.
You've been watching me? Are you in my walls just like everybody else says they are?
Yeah, dude. I watch you make the YTPs. I'm a huge fan of those.
So you're in my walls watching me sit down at my computer making YTPs, and you're like, this guy, I'm a big fan of him. I'm going to call into his show one day. What's your name?
They call me AG.
They call you AG? And do you like that they call you that?
Sometimes.
Yeah, you didn't sound too thrilled about getting that name. Is there a new name that you want now? Because I'll give it to you.
Give me any name you please.
Okay, I am going to give you a name right now, and just off the top of my head, I'm being creative here. I'm conjuring it up. What could your name be? I'm detecting some sort of prime. Your voice reminds me of primary things, such as like the first letter, and then your voice also reminds me of PewDiePie. PewDiePie was sponsored by G Fuel. I'm going to call you AG. How's that?
Yeah.
Do you like that?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man, it's a good name. You like it. Okay, so AG, what's grinding your gears today?
So I'm an artist. I make music.
Oh no!
Yeah.
You must be depressed and want to end your own life.
No, I'm just scared I'm not gonna make it.
You probably aren't. The chances are unbelievably stacked against you. Now, take this with a grain of salt. Don't change your life because of what I say here today, but been there, man. it's a tough life. Anyway, I'll let you talk before I make you call the suicide hotline.
A good amount.
Sorry?
I've listened to your music. I enjoy it.
Thank you, man. And what kind of music do you make?
I like rap.
And are you a rapper? Do you rap on the mic?
A little bit.
A little bit. You have to. You can't just rap a little bit. You got to go all the way.
You see, I'm more technical. I like to make the beats.
Yeah. Okay. So there's two types of people in this world. There's the beat makers and there's the rappers. Never the twain shall meet, as Shakespeare said. And so, how do you feel about your career as a beat maker?
Well, I'm really good at it. I just have like no audience.
That's usually how it starts.
Tried to make that audience. It's just, yeah. Somebody asked if I use FL Studio. I do a lot of.
Forget about the chat for a minute, okay? Because they're going to be saying, they're going to make you wish you were never born if you keep reading.
Oh my god!
If you keep reading what they say.
That's so scary.
What age are you, by the way?
I'm young.
Like early 20s.
A little further down.
Okay, you're fine then. You've got plenty of time. It's just if you said you were my age, I'd say, and you've got no audience, I'd say maybe it ain't for you. But everybody has no audience when they're like younger than 22.
Yeah.
Unless you're exceptionally good. Do you think what you make is good?
I've made it long enough to find a style that I like. But I still make pieces that I don't like, and I still make pieces that I do.
Shane M. Brady, thank you for the 10 European euros, and he says, AG is right, Small Dude's music is great. Thank you, Shane Brady. I think AG said the magic words to summon you here. Small Griffin music fan right there. Shane, appreciate it a lot. I feel like I gotta make a song just for you, Shane. Okay, AG, you were saying, so you sound like you kind of like your own music.
I like it on and off. I make good music, I make bad music.
And do you just make music alone? Do you work with anybody?
I have a project with my friend.
And what does your friend do?
Well, we make emo together.
Oh, you make emo? That sounds like something that you do with your bodies.
Yeah.
We make emo on each other.
Music emo.
He eats my emo, I eat out his emo. This is music?
Like in a musical sense. Yeah.
in a musical sense, I eat his
Music's
emo out.
Music's crazy nowadays.
What is?
Music.
Yeah, I mean, like, and not joking around here. My thoughts on music making as a profession are not too good right now, and I know a good amount of professional musicians in Ireland because that was my main thing back in the day, and I still follow their careers. And like this isn't like, you know, have a few music videos with like, you know, a couple thousand streams. This is like genuine like international touring artists, and my life
Yeah.
is better than theirs, I think. Like, these are like famous people, famous in Ireland, and like they don't have money and they don't play big shows, and not many people listen to their music. It like you get, if you're really lucky, you get like 5 years of it being your time. And if you're like the all-time best, you can keep it going longer, like Tyler the Creator or something has been on top for a long time. But I'm not trying to discourage you here, but it truly is like the most difficult medium to...
No, it really is, because I've tried to grow an audience a couple times now.
You've tried a couple times with different projects?
Yeah, just putting my stuff out there, putting it in the water, you know, because I make a lot, and I like to make a lot in different styles. So, like, I'll make stuff electronically, I'll make stuff acoustically. I really just make what I want, and all of it's for me, but I'm willing to share the sound with others, you know?
Well, here's the thing about any artistic endeavor, is that it takes an absurdly long time of doing basically the same thing over and over again, even to just get started a little bit. And I know a lot of people like the things that I do, because I do like all sorts of different stuff, like a bit of electronic, a bit of acoustic, you could say. But the people that I know that are like really smart and really good with making music, they consistently make the same genre for like 10 years. Like, you get like a hip-hop artist and he makes like the same style of hip-hop with like a slight bit of evolution every album or whatever, and that is the smart thing to do. But when you switch genres, you lose everyone who was a fan of you, because they're like, oh,
yeah,
this is a different artist now, might as well start from zero.
Yeah, I can't stick to one thing. I just like making it all.
That is, I mean, for me, I do that, and that kind of, I get people into my little ecosystem, because, like, you know, I'll do like videos and I'll do music and I'll do like a live stream, and it's kind of like, as long as I'm behind it, you know that it's my thing, and that's what connects it all. But the difficult thing is,
you want to know,
if you don't have like a style that is like identifiably yours across genres or whatever, then you might as well just be a different person each new
That's what I was about to say. Like with you, your style is so consistent, you know? It's so many different things, but it's like same dude, same consistent swag.
I've never, the word swag has never been thrown my way, but I'll take it from a guy who kinda does rapping. You sound like you're qualified to give me that title of swag lord. Yeah, it is like that's something that takes a long time to develop, is that you can do something in different mediums and people still recognize it as like your type of thing to do. So I do think it's good for you to like practice with many different things, but when you do get really serious about it, you do kind of have to pick a lane. Yeah. And then grind.
I usually like to make different aliases between projects, but now I'm like full gunning going to stick to like one thing. Not like one thing, just like one alias. 'Cause I know I need to round people together if they like my stuff.
Yeah. There's also like I've gone through different aliases over the years. I've kind of only really had two, but when I abandoned the first project, I kind of wanted to get some of the people I liked over to the new thing, but you can't really do that, you know. Like you can't message people personally and be like, hey, I'm changing my username, come follow me on this new thing. People don't want to do that. They're like, that's annoying. Like, get out of my inbox, I hardly know you. It is generally the wise thing to do to like pick one name and just stick with it like a barnacle. It's a tough thing to do when you want to like delete everything out of shame or whatever, because you're still like practicing. But yeah, what is your alias that you're gonna stick to now?
Well, pretty plain and simple, but it's based off of a book series I like.
Okay. Is it Lemony Snicket's Series of Unfortunate Events? Is that your alias?
Dude, you just read me like a fucking book. It's like that book.
It is. Is it actually that book?
No, it's
Oh no.
The alias is
I might have got this here. Yeah.
No, I read those.
Okay.
I also watched remember the weird show they had?
The TV show?
Yeah, they had like a TV show based off of the books.
No way. Oh yeah, was it an animated thing?
No, live action.
Oh, are you thinking about the movie?
No, there was a show.
Oh,
live action show.
This may have passed me by in my years of
really
not watching.
It is a little modern.
Oh yeah, no, I haven't watched TV in about 10 years. So oh yeah, this is like it's a Netflix thing. Oh my god.
Oh, was it Netflix?
Yeah, that's why I don't know about it. Oh my god, that looks brutal. Did you like it?
Oh, I thought it was pretty good. Yeah.
I mean, when I see the Netflix logo, I cannot have.
Yeah, no. They just like. I watch them as an archive of things I like. I'll put on Netflix to watch like old Adult Swim shows. Like I've been watching Venture Bros again.
Tell me what your alias is before we start talking about the latest and greatest in filmed entertainment.
It's Cat. C-A-T.
You didn't need to preface that by saying it's based on a book series.
Well, it is. It
Cat means something else to everyone else in the world. It's an animal.
I wanted to localize it because it comes from the series Nekojiro.
It also comes from the animal from The World.
Yeah.
If you've heard of that one. I don't know if you know this, but there's something that predates
but this is like
your inspiration.
This is my secret meaning that nobody's ever going to get. You know, like in about 10 years when I'm famous, Nardwuar is going to like interview me and he's going to hand me like a full set of all of the Nekojiro books. And he's going to be like, I think you wanted these.
Oh my god, wow, Nardwuar. I didn't know you were.
Oh my god, Nardwuar.
I think maybe you should give it up right now and you should restart your career as you should name yourself Nardwuar and just act like Nardwuar because he's gonna go soon. You know, his time's coming. You can just step in his shoes.
Dude.
The day that he perishes,
I could.
You've got it, man. You work on that for another couple of years, you can be him.
I feel like I have the perfect way to put it too. Okay. Not just Nardwuar, but I'm gonna be Nardwuar 2.
Okay. Yeah, you're Nardwuar 2 and I'm the Small Dude 1 and I'm on the Nardwuar Network YouTube channel and you're interviewing me. Okay, 3, 2, 1, go.
Hello, Small Dude 1!
Hello,
It's
Nardwuar.
me, Nardwuar 2!
It's great. Sorry to talk over you there, Nardwuar. You go. It's your show.
Here is this figure of Family Guy.
A figure of the show Family Guy is a concept?
Yes!
I thought you did your research, Nardwuar. Surely you know Peter Griffin's name.
Mr. Peter.
Mr. Peter. You're not Nardwuar. You're a phony. See, now you got
Dude,
caught.
I tricked you.
Man, you need to get your Nardwuar his research level. You need to get on his research level real quick. Then you've got it.
Here's this figure of Quagmire.
That's what you should have said, man. You would have had me then, but you slipped up. There's a glitch in the matrix
And
there.
here's the chair that perfectly aligns with the door.
The chair that perfectly aligned. You mean in the Family Guy living room?
Yes.
I've never heard someone refer to it like that, but you're absolutely right. The chair that perfectly aligns with the door. They've never specifically referred to it that way on the show, but it's something the fans have dubbed themselves on Wiki Fandom. Okay, AJ, thanks for coming on and sharing your thoughts about the music industry, the exploitation, the slavery. Why is Spotify donating to weapons manufacturers? We talked about it all.
That one was insane.
AJ, good luck with your music career. We'll get an update from you in future.
Yes, I will update. Thank you. Have a nice morning.
And AJ, keep on rocking in the free world and doot doot loot doot. There he goes. He broke the microphone. Microphone couldn't handle what he was putting down there. Okay. What are we going to do now? We're going to do something else, ladies and gentlemen. We are going straight to Quahog Studios right now. We've got Family Guy News Network with a breaking news update.
Family Guy News Network. Breaking news. John Lennon's corpse has been shot dead from beyond the grave. We'll have more in half an hour.
Okay, so that's the news from Family Guy, and we're going on now to another caller who's on the phone. Who's it going to be, folks? Who the hell's it going to be? I don't know. I can't predict the future. I don't have a crystal ball. I just have a red phone. Hello? Hello, you're live on Grinds My Gears, the web show, with me, the small dude. Well, ladies and gentlemen, usually at the very start of the show, we have all the technical issues, and then it usually goes pretty good after that. But in this particular case, there's a guy on stage right now, and we just cannot hear him. I know he's there. He's muting and unmuting. He's trying. He's pressing the buttons. I don't know why, but some people come on here, and it just doesn't work. And I don't know. Maybe you can get tech support from people in the chat or something. I don't know. Because it worked for the last guy. Okay. One moment. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to get on the show, now's probably a good time because there's not that many people lined up. So go to the Discord, link in the description, join the stage, and you can get on and talk about whatever you want. Is that what you want? Would you like that? Maybe you don't want that. Maybe that's the opposite of what you want. But if it is what you want, then come on and do it. Okay, that guy says he left the suppress button on. I don't know what the hell that means. The suppress button? I've never pressed that myself. Let's see if it works now. Hello? Now, someone in the chat here has got a good tech support moment. They said, I figured out his problem. He just forgot to vibrate his vocal cords. Now, caller, have you forgotten to vibrate your vocal cords by any chance? I think he has, folks. He thought he pressed the suppress button, but that was not the issue. We don't have time for this messing around. We've got to get to somebody else. Okay, well, this guy just joined 2 seconds ago because I prompted people to join. Let's see what he has to say. And that last caller says, all right, my bad, never mind. So, sorry about that, caller. I don't know what happened, but all is forgiven. Hello, can you hear me?
Hello.
Hello, he can hear me. Who am I talking to?
Yep. My name is Rexus, but on Discord I'm now just referred to as John Schizo because, well, I am a schizo.
Oh, well, I'm going to call you John because that's a classic name, easy to remember. John Schizo, okay, and you joined just now because I prompted people to join, isn't that right?
Yep.
This is cause and effect, people. If you prompt people to do things, sometimes they'll do it. John Schizo's living proof. All right, John, so what's grinding your gears?
I am.
Today?
What?
What is grinding your gears, John Schizo?
What is grinding my gears?
You act surprised.
I can't exactly. Yeah, honestly, I was kind of surprised, but I've been trying to write a book, but I haven't been writing on the 15th page, even though I want to finish page 19 before December, and that's what's kind of grinding my gears right now.
Okay, that sounds like a very arbitrary issue. Why don't you just skip page 19 and then start on page 20?
That's because I like to do things on a chronological level.
Well, what if you start an entirely new book and just continue where you left off on page 1 and then just put the 2 books together, and in the end it'll just be one big book with no break?
Yeah, I might do that probably, but I am intending it to be a small little novel, around 77 pages, I think.
Now hold on, you're kind of seeing this a bit backwards here. You don't have to define how many pages it's going to be. You can just write the story and then see how many pages it's going to be. Do you think when Herman Melville wrote Moby Dick, do you think he sat down and said, all right, I'm going to write 1,200 pages now, and I don't know what it's going to be about, but I better keep writing? Herman Melville. Anyway.
You have a point.
Tell me about your book. What's your book about?
It's a little story. I did call it Kurja, but at this point I'm thinking of just renaming it to the Midnight Angel Saga, because all I refer to it as is, well, Midnight Angel.
What do you mean refer to it as? Like when you're telling people about the book?
Yep, when I'm telling them about the book, I just call it the Midnight Angel.
Okay, well then why don't you just call it that, since that's what you're calling it to people?
Yep, that's why I'm thinking of just renaming it to that later on.
Yeah, I think you should just rename it to that right now, live on the show.
Oh yeah.
Can you commit to that? Are we gonna do this? Is this happening right now?
Yeah, I guess we should.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, John Schizo is going to rename his book live on the show, and he's going to do this by me asking him, John, what is the name of your book?
The Midnight Angel.
Yeah, okay, all right, people love it. People love this. I actually do like that name. Is that taken? Surely that must be taken by now.
I think it might be, who knows, because some of the names I have, some of them are probably taken. Because back in the day, when I was first starting out, I used to be called Diamond Skeleton, but like hundreds upon hundreds of others had that name, so I just changed it to like Rexus on YouTube, and now everyone pretty much knows me as that.
Yeah, I was pretty fortunate because I created a YouTube channel called The Small Dude in 2008, and if I wanted to do that today, well, it would have been taken by me. But if it wasn't taken by me, I'm quite certain somebody else would have taken it. So I was lucky to have gotten in at the ground floor when it wasn't possible for people to have taken every name. But now, if I was to think of a new name, it is very difficult to come up with something that hasn't been taken in any medium. I'm looking at the internet right now, and there are many books called The Midnight Angel, including, what's this one? This looks like, what is this? Like AI? Yeah, I'm not sure what I'm looking at here.
I could always add in Saga to it.
The Midnight Angel Saga. What if you spelled it with like a 1, like M1DN1GHT? Listen, that's a terrible idea. Don't actually take that seriously, but you know.
Yeah, I probably won't. Or who knows, perhaps I could probably go back to the old name, because I mean, by Kurja, it is pretty creative.
Oh, how do you? Yeah, but well, here's the difficult thing about names that are are SEO friendly is that it's very hard to spell. So you might be kind of losing people in that. What? How do you spell the thing that you're saying?
I'll probably type it in the. I'll type it in the lounge, but
You can't
here
say
it is.
it out loud?
No, like I just typed it out, but I guess I'll say it out loud. KURSIA.
Oh, okay. That didn't take too long. Kurja. Okay, well we're not getting too many results for that. I think that's yours to have. It looks like Kurja is some sort of New Zealand dream team of sports.
Huh.
And a lot of Arabic stuff. But otherwise, I think you're good to go. So what is your book about again? Did you tell me?
I did not sadly tell that part, but basically, it's some old revenge story, kind of inspired by Berserk.
Okay, some old revenge story. Now, I think when you're telling people about this, you might want to sell it to them a little bit more, because you could be talking to a potential investor here.
Yep. Basically, this old character called the Midnight Angel, he's been tortured for years, and now he's trying to get revenge on the Cult of Nova. That's all I could probably say, because I don't really want to give out much spoilers.
Okay, and what, you're on page 17 right now?
Page 15.
Okay.
But I'm trying to reach up to page 19.
By when? When do you need to get to page 19?
Before December.
And, well, hold on. You need to write 4 pages in the next 3 months?
Yep, because I mean by... When I was first starting out, in the middle of June, I wrote down 6 pages.
Okay, so you got 6 pages done in 1 day, but you can't get 4 pages done in 3 months?
I know, kind of weird.
I don't think I'd call it weird. I think you just need to get on the computer and start writing today.
Oh yeah, I should.
John, you're saying it as if you're not in control of your own body. Like your mind knows what you should do, but your body's not going to do it.
Yep, that is kind of the truth, especially since my own mind does tend to wander some bit.
Well, so what else are you doing that's preoccupying you that you're not getting to write 4 pages of the Midnight Angel / Curzia, an old revenge tale?
Pretty much kind of the average usual bullshit in life. And there is one issue I have, but I'm not gonna name it, but let's just say I'm friends with people that have kind of quit the stuff that starts with a P. That one.
Okay, so you've got an entertainment addiction. Is that right?
Yep, and I'm trying to overcome that.
Oh, you're trying. Okay, and what are you doing to try and overcome that?
Well, simple cold turkey, but that one requires a lot of willpower.
And what inspired you to try and quit?
I have a little bit of a degeneracy that I'm very ashamed of. I'm not going to name it, but I'm very ashamed of it.
Why won't you name it?
Because do people really need to know?
Yes, absolutely, man. Don't you worry about the people. We want to know all about John Schizo.
No, it's too shameful.
Well, no one knows who you are. You can just fade back into the mist.
No, like, I don't want anyone else to know.
Would you... Now, forget about this live stream and stuff. Do you not want a single soul on Earth to know about this?
Yeah, I don't want a single soul to know about this degeneracy I have. Like, I don't want them to know.
And when you are engaging with this degeneracy, do you have, like, this self-shame that you're, like, beating yourself up for it? Or are you just afraid? Are you like, this is actually pretty good, I kind of like this, but if anyone knew, it would just look bad?
I have a shame for it.
And so you're like,
I pretty much beat myself up for it.
Okay, but you haven't stopped. Like, you're finding that hard to stop.
Yep.
So the shame isn't enough. Like, you're not, like, to me, I think if I was ashamed of something to that level, I would just stop doing it because I would hate feeling the shame. But obviously the satisfaction you get is more than the shame, that, like, you're like, oh, this is pretty bad, but, you know, this is so good that I can't quit.
Yep.
And, like, so you're going cold turkey. It doesn't sound like you're going to be able to go cold turkey if you can work through all that shame and still get the job done.
Yeah.
So you might have to do something like get out the locks and chains, or, you know, get some sort of third party involved to get you away from this thing. Have you thought about that?
Yep, I do have a friend of mine, and he has been kind of really pushing me, and it's like, you know what? Perhaps I should really ask him to kind of help me out a bit more, like really push me.
Yeah, man. Look, Shane M. Brady here has some words of advice for you. He says, "You can do it, John. You can beat the Gooner life. Fame, not shame." And thank you, Shane,
Thanks.
because Shane has put me, and what you were just saying has put me in the right frame of mind here. Shane is right that you do need people to tell you that, John, you can do this, right? Because I know, like, you cannot be trusted with your own mind right now. You need other people to remind you that, like, you can do this. It's not an impossible task. It is something that, like, you need to find some way in your mind to, like, there needs to be a better value for quitting than there is for doing the thing. So, for example,
Oh yeah.
there has to be something that, like, every time you don't do it, there's something that's rewarding about that. It's not just that you're missing out on something that you wish you had. It's like, oh, I'm actually getting something. I'm a good person. I'm a decent person, you know, and then every time you don't give in to your impulse, you know, you are, by your own definition, like a better person. But that has to have value for you. Do you think you would care about being a better person?
Yes, I should really care. Like I remember getting some books just to help me quit with that stuff, and sadly I haven't read them, but it's like, you know what? Fuck it, I need to read them. Like, I have one book that I nearly completely read, which is the Poetic Edda, and I should also probably read the Prose Edda as well.
Well, you know, there's a lot to be said for self-help, or to listen to other people talking about this kind of stuff. Ultimately, you're the only person who can ever do it, and it's always going to come back to you. Like, you can listen to as much good advice and sage wisdom and as many semi-ironic live stream call-in shows, but ultimately it's just you and you alone who's going to have to fight the battle. And it sounds to me that you don't even need to learn what to do, because you know what to do. You just need to do the thing. And I don't know, maybe you were saying you were talking to your friend, like, so you've told your friend about this.
Yep, my own friend. I have talked to him about it.
My very own friend.
He has quitted, thankfully.
And how did you tell him about it? Because you said you didn't want a single soul to know, but you told that guy.
I never really mentioned the degeneracy directly. I just told him about that I do have a general problem.
And what was his reaction?
He said that I should really get out of it.
Yeah, I mean, there's not much other people can say. It all kind of ends up sounding like the same thing. I think it ultimately is true that there's only one thing that needs to be done. Kind of like you writing 4 pages of your book. There's nothing anyone needs to do. It's just you sitting down and doing it. I don't know. Are you inspired by people? Like, is there someone that you look up to in this world, and, like, you know, you can think, hey, I'll be a bit more like that person if I'm good?
Sadly, not much besides the general kind of inspiration for the style. Because I am kind of inspired by people like Konstantin Vasilyev or Vyazvolod Ivanov. But those guys are more of Soviet Russian artists, and I should really try to strive to be in their type of style.
Well, I was talking about the addiction thing, but this also makes sense too, because I find that, like, when there's people who I look up to, and this it doesn't have to be your hero, but, like, let's say I'm listening to the Beach Boys, and I'm like, man, Brian Wilson is such a great songwriter and stuff. If I feel like I want, like, motivation to do something, I think of people who've done great things, like Brian Wilson from the Beach Boys, and I think, like, I want to be a bit more like them. And it's not actually what they're like, you know, you don't actually copy what they do in real life, but you just kind of think, like, you know, I want to be an honorable person. I want to be like someone who people say, wow, what an admirable guy. And when I think of the people who I'm a fan of, that helps me kind of get on track. Now, I think the opposite happens if you have no, like, inspiration, or you have no influences, then you have no reason to kind of get on the right track, and you have every reason to be degenerate if you're looking at other degenerate people on the internet or whatever. I think if you get away from whatever degenerate, like, sources are polluting your mind, you'll probably find it a lot better to do good things. Like, what are you doing on the internet? Are you on Twitter? Where are you getting degenerate ideas from?
Sadly, Google.
Google?
Which, yeah, it's
Google
probably
ads?
better than Twitter.
Google, like the website where it's just nothing and then you type in something?
Yeah.
So that's coming from you. That's your brain is the one who's putting degenerate things into Google.
Yep.
But what I mean is, like, how do you even find out about this stuff in the first place? You know, so you have to have been in touch with some source that informed you the existence of degenerate stuff.
It was sadly back in like 2016 on YouTube. Back when YouTube was having a problem with their content as well.
And that was what started it all?
Yeah, sadly.
Oh, so it's not even like you're actively involved in some communities or something that are polluting your mind. This is an idea that stuck around for years.
Yep.
Oh, damn, that must have gotten in there deep. Yeah.
Yep, like I remember speaking with people, and I did say that getting rid of a degeneracy that's recently starting to sprout, that's easy. But when it's been there for years and years on end, it's going to be one hell of a ride.
You know, you've got such like optimism in your voice. Like even when you picked up the phone, the way you said hello was so like joyous, and you've got such a like vibrance to you. Do you think you're like a kind of happy guy?
I kind of don't really see myself as that way anymore.
Yeah, kind of see like all the content of what you're telling me is pretty not good, but the actual tone of your voice is very like pleasant. To me that says that you are like inherently like a pleasant kind of person. You're good to talk to. I'm enjoying talking to you, but for whatever reason your mind has gotten into a place where it shouldn't be, that is unnatural to you. I think you probably need to like change something about like your life, you know, like maybe force yourself to get away from the computer more often and give yourself no option to go on it if that's the thing that's causing you trouble.
Yep. I should really do that, like I really should, and become the person that I really want to be, because that said friend, he has a point. We should stop being self-loathing degenerates.
Yeah, absolutely. Like the first thing that you need to do that you can do right now is to not be so ashamed of yourself, you know, don't beat yourself up. Don't say like, oh, I'm like such a piece of shit. Like just have a kind of like third person view of yourself and be like, okay, this is good, this is bad. I'm not a bad person because I do one bad thing, but you know, I am also in control. I should not do bad things. I really think if you want to write, which obviously that's, you know, the first thing that you came out saying, you can do that anywhere. And if you're really serious about it, I think you should just like take pen and paper and make yourself go anywhere, like away from your computer for a much longer time than you would usually go. Because like, if I was addicted to something on my computer that I didn't want to keep looking at, but I had to keep using my computer, that would, like for work or whatever, that would be the most difficult thing. But if you can just like do your work, which is like writing, and you can do it outside the house, then you cannot go on Google and see terrible things. Like you just can't, so you won't do it.
Yep.
Yep.
I should really hone in on my writing skills, mainly in the Latin alphabet, because for some odd reason I'm good with the old runic stuff, but does anyone understand runes?
No, no one does. I speak on behalf of them
But yeah,
all.
I should really hone in on those skills.
Yeah, man, you know, you need to I'm not going to tell you what you need to do, but here's what you need to do. You need to get focused on stuff. In fact, this comment, I'm just reading this comment here and it sounds like it's going to say the right thing. Instead of talking about quitting, cut off the source now and replace it with something else. After a few months, you'll stop thinking about it and your mind will clear. And yes, he is absolutely right. It's get yourself focused on something that like gets you up in the morning and like something that you are just determined with, and you won't have time for anything else. You can't, because you're thinking like, man, I got to get this book done by October 17th, you know, like short deadline, gotta get it done. Not this like writing 4 pages before December. Like, time is now. You have no time to do anything else except write that book. You know, I think that'll help you. I'll tell you that. It won't make your life worse.
Yep. I should really do that.
I think you should do that like today, you know, like now that you've said it out loud, there's no better time to do it. If you don't do it today, you're never going to do it. So this can be your activation moment. No more messing around, John Schizo.
Yep. John Schizo.
There we go. John, it was great talking to you. I hope the best for you, and I'd like to get an update on this if you don't, I don't know, go into the wilderness and I never hear from you again.
I will stay in your server. So,
good.
Yeah.
I mean, if you do what you're supposed to do correctly, then you won't be on Discord ever again. So in that sense, I hope I don't talk to you again. But maybe you'll keep your foot in both worlds, and we'll hear from you on Grinds My Gears on the internet.
Yep.
Okay.
It was good talking with you.
Hell yeah, John. Best of luck.
Yep.
There we go, folks. There we go. And that's just how you get it done sometimes, you know? We've got, what was it called? We've got Kerja. We've got the Midnight, I've already forgotten what it's called. We've got the Midnight Something book coming out soon now, sooner than it would have come out. Harjas with the 40 Indian rupees says, small dude, forgot to ask, plans for a new video. Well, I'm sure this is something that everybody wants to know, because I have made a video and people want me to make another one. Where I'm at the moment is I've got so many things going on, and some of them are more stressful than others. I think I mentioned this before, but some stuff happened. I'm editing stuff for $1 Million Extreme, aka Sam Hyde's channel, and I'm enjoying doing that because when doing that stuff, I get to do everything I love to do, which is like editing and like being creative and being able to do it my own way. But I don't have to like run the channel, and that running the channel is the thing that causes me the most stress. And I would prefer to just like edit and then give it to someone. So I have the MDE stuff, which is great for creativity. This live stream, I just wanted to get it to a point where it looks good and I know what I'm doing when I come on the show, and I've got some stuff prepared for you that's entertaining. So MDE live stream, and then the other thing is the YouTube video. And the YouTube video, like, I have to focus everything on that, and when I do get into it, I'm just gonna have to like keep going. And so I'm kind of procrastinating getting into the meat of that now, because I still have a bit of time to like let ideas ferment. And that is a really important thing, is to like make sure you absolutely know what you're doing a video about. The biggest mistake is to just jump into a project without really knowing. Brian the God.
Small dude, you rock.
Thank you, Brian the God. You've become a small dude. Congratulations, Brian. You're one of us. I'm a small dude too. Now, I think I have a tier called Big Dude, which is beyond me. But Brian the God, you are a small dude member. Thank you very much, Brian. It's great to have you around. And someone else became a member up earlier. I wasn't sure if I should acknowledge members. I don't know what the rules are for YouTube live streams, but thank you to that other person who became a member too. I gotta find them now. Great Value. Thank you. So yeah, just to wrap that up, story about a new video. Once I start doing it, I'm just gonna keep the ball rolling. I also have a bunch of stuff in my personal life that I really need to pay attention to. So there's literally not enough hours in the day to do everything, unfortunately. But fortunately, I am doing a lot of stuff all the time. Oh yeah, and I can't remember if I said this, but if you watch the Sam Hyde show on the Sam Hyde channel, I'm editing the ads. Okay? So for once in your life, you don't have to skip ads when they come on. You can watch a small dude edit. So that's a little thing that you can enjoy if you watch that. Thiendo says, that was literally one of the best video games review I've ever seen. Video game reviews. And I've seen a lot. You know what was actually so good about making the Tony Hawk's video? Was that I hate video game reviews. And they're often so bad. So it was actually really easy to make a video game review because the bar was so low. And I would like to do another video game review, but everything I said in the Tony Hawk's video kind of like encapsulates everything about every game coming out now. So I'd just be saying the same stuff over and over. The next video I want to do is going to be about a different thing, because I'm not just going to get categorized as the video game reviews guy. Like, that'll get old quick, and I've got a lot more to say about other stuff. We're going to go to another call now in a sec, but Great Valoo, the tiny dude member, says, how did you get in contact with Sam Hyde? Funny enough, they got in contact with me through, I mean, I've said this before, so people have heard this, but some guy messaged me on Instagram and was saying, like, are you interested in a collaboration? But he didn't say who with. And thank God I said yes, because, you know, I'm open to doing any work. Also, earlier when I was saying I'm very busy, I also have other work for, like, other clients and stuff. I was glad that I said yes to that, because I nearly didn't say yes. And then it was only, like, you know, a month later that I found out it was for Sam Hyde's channel. And since then, it's just a case of, like, I do good work, and they're like, hey, that's good work. Here's more stuff for you to do. So it's always just that first getting into contact with people that's the big challenge. But then once people know who you are, like, you know, things change then. Could you take Emp Lemon in a fist fight? Probably not, because he would need to either come here or I would need to go there. And I don't see either of those things happening. Hey, small dude, just got done my double shift making bank, Sailor says. I'm glad. I'm so glad to hear that. Sailor says, is making bank. Good for you, man. Hold on to that cash. Don't spend it on drugs. And Great Valoo says, that's a huge W, man. Thank you. And, you know, it's really great to be able to do something outside of my channel, but, like, people who follow the channel know what it is. Like, if I worked for a commercial ad agency, I'd be telling you about it, and you'd be like, okay, so what? I'm not a fan of radiators, you know? I don't care that you edited an ad for radiators. But thankfully, the stuff that I'm doing still, like, you can still watch it, and it's equally as entertaining. To be honest, it's like, instead of editing Peter Griffin, I'm editing Sam Hyde now. So nothing's really changed. Brian the God with the $5 says, would you have voted for Conor McGregor if he didn't drop out of the presidential race? Listen, man. Oh, man. The thing that Americans don't get about Conor McGregor running for president is that it's impossible for him to have been the president. And I'm not like the most well-versed guy on Irish, like, politics or the legal system, but from what I've seen, the actual, like, process of becoming president of Ireland, you need to get, like, a certain amount of votes from constituencies and, like, from current sitting members of, like, the government. And essentially, like, it's impossible. Like, it's not a voting thing. It's like, the way the system works, Conor McGregor could never have been president. Like, you can't, it's not America. You can't just say you're going to be the president and then get votes. Like, it doesn't work like that. So it's silly. You know, it's like, it's probably a, you know, it's a bit of PR. It's a bit of PR. And I don't expect Americans to know that, how the Irish system works. But obviously it was world news, but like that, it was literally never going to happen. What was funny about it was that he said that he like reconsidered becoming president, but like he didn't say why or anything. So he just kind of said he was going to be president, then didn't do anything, and then said he wasn't. But he's got this massive like support now because people are like, yeah, oh, he got shafted. I don't know what people think, but definitely it improved his public image. I would have voted for him though, absolutely. Don't get me wrong, if for no reason, just because it would have been entertaining. Also, and I'm not going on about this for too long because it's not important, but the president of Ireland actually doesn't do anything. It's the Taoiseach, which is the prime minister. The prime minister does everything. The president literally does nothing. I have no idea what the president has done, the current one. Couldn't tell you one thing that he's done. He goes to like football matches and goes like that. But like literally having a clue what their job is. They have no like pull in politics. And he knows that, but whatever. Connor knew that. Everyone knows it. I remember when Moist Critical was giving money to fans and he was legit like, fucking spend it on drugs if you want, I'm not your dad. Oh no. That's a terrible thing to say. Listen, not to be sitting on my high horse here, but it's a bad thing to tell people to do drugs. Thank you. And I stand by that belief. So when I run for Irish president, remember that I said that. I will not encourage you to spend money on drugs. No way. The opposite, actually. Okay, let's go for another caller. How about that? You like that? Hell yeah, I know you do. Okay, let's see. Who's going to be on the phone now? Hello? Hello, can you hear me now? Oh.
Yes, my microphone was slightly unplugged.
Oh, it was slightly unplugged. I don't believe it. So for all the people saying that I don't know how to work computers, it was your microphone was slightly unplugged. Okay, who am I talking to?
It was on... Oh, it's Jay again.
It's Jay?
Yeah, the guy you fibbed last time about the trash thing.
Wait, were you the guy who likes to pick up trash?
Yes. The other day I was scrolling through YouTube and I was like looking at this thumbnail and I was like, I love picking up trash. And I was like, yeah. And then I was like, wait a second. Grinds my gears, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, I actually find that so funny. For anyone who didn't watch this, Jay was talking about how he has ADHD, so he gets a dopamine hit when he like picks up trash off the floor. So a free activity that you can do is to throw trash on the floor and then pick it up and put it in a bag, and that's just free fun right there. And after the show, like, I make a thumbnail for the episode based on what people talk about, so you saw your own subject in the thumbnail and was like, damn, I gotta listen to this, that is funny. I always wonder how the people feel when I make a thumbnail out of what they talked about, so you were happy to see it, right?
I was happy to see it until I wasn't. I was like, oh no.
I mean, here, listen, that's just the nature. I need to call the episode something, so, you know. It's nothing personal.
I'm glad that you found it noteworthy.
It was very noteworthy. So what is noteworthy about your life today, Jay? What would you like to talk about?
It seems like the theme of today is creativity.
Yes.
I have an issue lately.
Okay.
So I'm a religious guy. I went to my pastor in church and I told him, I want to compose one new song every Sunday before as a prelude to the sermon, right?
Okay, and what kind of song? Like a pop song?
No, like I'm a classical musician, so I try to make it very, I try to make it serious, or it just really just depends on what they ask me to do.
Yeah, okay. And so, did they like this idea?
Seems like it so far. The thing is, so I start composing and I get into this like, once an idea grips me, it like it's like I drank 7 coffees and I just like get shaky and start like hammering it out and just working compulsively on it, and then I just peter out completely. Do you have that experience where an idea and a creative idea grips you and then just like you obsessively work it until like it sucks the energy right out of you?
You know what, I kind of don't like saying this because like people don't want to hear this, but I generally don't run out of ideas really, and a part of that is because I do a lot of different things. So like if I run out of ideas with music, let's say, I generally go to like something in video, and then if I don't have any ideas for video, maybe I'll do like a live stream. If I run out of enthusiasm for live streams, then I go back to music. And that, you know, you don't have to make everything you do like the most important thing. So like let's say you want to write a piece of music every week, but then like you kind of like some ideas dry up. Like you can just start drawing, start painting, like do any other creative thing. It doesn't have to be serious, but I usually find when you're doing that thing, then you start being like, oh, I kind of want to get back to music now. I've got a couple more ideas.
No, it's not so much that. It's not that the ideas dry up. It's that you dry up. It's like I get like exhausted.
Oh, like physically, like you just don't want to play guitar anymore.
I get physically exhausted after like spending 3 hours working on a song. And it's like my body temperature rises, my breathing rises. It's like something grips me, and I'm just wondering if that's only that something happens to me, or if people can relate to it. When when a creative idea grips you, you just can't let go, and you have to, takes a little bit out of you. You know what I mean?
I've heard like similar to what you're saying, and I've actually thought about this a lot. I was watching this video about like something about video editing. I can't remember. It was kind of like a project management type thing, and it was saying about like output and how to get good output. And this guy was saying that he never edits video for like more than 45 minutes at a time. So he'll like sit down, he'll do a bit of editing for like 45 minutes consistently, then he'll get up and he'll like vacuum the house, or he'll throw trash on the floor and put it in a bag and get a dopamine hit, and then he'll go back to editing. And I've always thought about that, and I believe that it's true. And like he was saying, it's to avoid what you're talking about, to like avoid getting physically burnt out. And I absolutely believe that happens, and it makes sense. But I've always noticed that, and I'm like, that does not happen to me. Like I can only work if I go like 4 hours in a row, and I find that like 4 hours in is when I get started. So for me to like take breaks would be counterproductive. But I think what you're talking about is actually the more normal thing. I think that happens to people more often, what you're saying. And supposedly the trick is to like sit down, do something for 45 minutes, stop, go back. Kind of like they say to do that with video games as well, but no one does. Is that something that would work for you?
I don't know, because if I capped it at 45 minutes, I think like the ideas would, you gotta strike the iron while the iron is hot, and if you just like leave, you come back and it's like, what was it that I had in my mind? I lost it.
Yeah, that's exactly why I don't do that. But I think it is important to make sure that you're not burning yourself out, because if you feel physically bad when you're doing it, that is the worst thing that can happen. And you're not going to be able to continue to create if you feel bad. So it is kind of
I wouldn't say that I feel bad. It's just that I feel passionate, very passionate, but I feel like it's an uncontrolled passion that makes you like, like you're mentally exhausted 3 hours later, and then you don't get anything done for the rest of the day.
Oh, is it just mental exhaustion, or is it physical as well?
Sometimes physical, yeah. A bit of both. Mostly mental, but...
Yeah, well, do you think, I'm not sure, but do you think this is something that you could kind of get over the hump with? Like, could you fight through it? Because I do find, like, it used to be the case that I would do a live stream for 2 hours and it would kill me. Like, I would be done after 2 hours. But then, like, I started doing it kind of like 2.5 hours and then 3 hours. And now, like, 3 hours is the new 2 hours, just from kind of brute force, like, continuing to, like, push through it.
Yeah, I think I could find a way to lengthen it. It's just well, I don't know how it is with video editing. With music, for me at least, it's very volatile. With you get an idea and it just you can't let it go until it's like properly written down.
Well, you know, Dr. Phil Bald is in the chat here, and he says, taking breaks, capping your time, returning several minutes later is the more efficient way. You may even have better ideas come up. I do know that is correct, that, like, taking breaks and capping your time. I don't know why, I just know that it's the right thing to do. I don't do it, and you know what? I probably should. But there's just I feel the way you feel, that I'm like, if I pull myself away, I'm like, oh man, the idea might go. But you know what? It actually often is the case that when you do pull yourself away, it gives you more time to actually listen to the ideas you have, rather than just, like, impulsively going from thing to thing. So, you know, I can't help but feel that it's true that taking breaks is the right thing to do. It just sounds like the right thing, doesn't it? The wrong thing sounds like... Yeah. Mentally exhaust yourself. That sounds like the wrong thing to do.
Yeah, maybe the blacksmithing analogy is not correct.
I think
that's how I see it. You know,
you do generally. This isn't a general thing. Specifically, you have to do what works for you, and I think the reason why I don't take breaks is because I just know, for me, when I get on like a massive 8-hour streak, like that's a great output for me. And I could probably also have great output by taking breaks, but I just know what works for me. It sounds like what works for you is not what you're doing, you know? It sounds like what you're doing is like everything that is wrong, so you probably just got to change it, to be honest.
I wouldn't say everything that is wrong, because I do end up with for example, last week I ended up with an amazing song. But, you know, I was tired as hell.
Well, you can try the alternate way and see if you still come up with good stuff, and like give it a good chance. Like, you know, like, yeah, A/B testing. You know, like, you've got nothing to lose by trying it out. I've found that in terms of like writing. So like when I'm editing, I feel like I can just go for hours, but when I'm writing something, I can't write for like more than 45 minutes at a time. Like, I have to take breaks. And I think it's because that's just a part of my brain that, like, it doesn't have stamina for that particular activity. And Bappa Booey in the chat says...
That's what I wanted to...
Go ahead. It's because when you're working intensely, you're using the left logical side of your brain, and then taking a break gives your right creative side have something to chew on. Yeah, I actually think maybe it's because using the left side of my brain for editing, it's just logical, and I feel like it's less creative. You're just kind of getting through a chunk of work, but actually coming up with ideas probably needs to give your right brain a go. That's Dr. Phil Bald and Bappa Booey advice there.
Yeah, you know, the highly trusted medical professionals.
Yeah, I consulted the doctors in my live stream live chat, and they're giving us information on the human brain, and Shiok is giving us information on the human soul. He says, use your soul and not your brain. That's the problem. I don't know how to access my soul as easily as I know how to access my brain, so I'm not sure. I might have to get some transcendental meditation lessons and come back to this live stream. Okay, Jay, well, thanks.
And when you do, I'll... Yeah, it was my pleasure.
No, go on, finish your sentence there. I rudely interrupted you.
Oh no, when you do have the hot tips, the pro tips on how to access your soul, I'll be sure to come back and hear from you.
Yeah, exactly. I'll be like, hey Jay, I figured it out. All you have to do is count to 10. I wish it was that easy. I wish I could tell you, Jay, you just have to drink 1 glass of milk and you'll never feel mentally exhausted again. But unfortunately, doing creative things is it's more difficult than any job that anyone else has, isn't it? It's more difficult than pharmaceutical engineering and working on cars. Our job is tough, isn't it, Jay? Isn't it?
What? Have you ever changed a timing chain? That's also tough.
Oh no, man. Have you ever tried writing a song? That's as hard as it gets. Get your hands dirty that way.
Yeah, the endless possibilities and
Jeez Christ. I take off my
is the right option.
Take off my shoes at the end of the day and I say, I am exhausted. Okay, I won't go on about this. Jay, thanks for coming on, man.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
There we go. That's Jay, the trash picker-upper. That's who I'll know him as now. Now, maybe next time I'll know him as the church-going songwriter. That's how my nicknames work. Nickname giver, me. Okay, think I need to go to a quick traffic update. Okay? I know there's a lot of people on the drive time commute here. They're coming home or they're going away. They're going somewhere. I'm not sure where it is, but I've got you covered with the traffic update.
Beep, beep, beep. Beep, beep. It's the traffic update. Time to get some updates on the traffic.
Okay. We've got William Benedict on the line now with the traffic update. William, how's the traffic?
Hey, thanks for asking. There is actually traffic. Back to you.
Family Guy News Network.
Okay. Whoa. I need to get this stuff under control here, ladies and gentlemen. All right, this live stream's going off the chain. There's, yeah, I know. Okay, apologies for everyone's ears there. This is not an ear-friendly show that we're running today. All right, listen. Still getting to grips with the L computer here. You know, still figuring out how it all works. All right, another call. Let's try that. Hello?
Hello?
Hello, who am I talking to?
Can you hear me?
I can.
Okay. Well, I have some questions.
Okay, hold on. I was very prepared for you to scream the N-word there, so now that I know that you're probably not going to do that, what is your name?
Could you repeat that, please?
I thought you were going to scream something terrible in my ear, because that's what I expect now, but you seem fine, so never mind. What's your name?
John.
Okay, your name is John. Great. Second John of the night. Love to hear it. John, you've got some questions.
I have just like the questions. I recently saw your Tony Hawk video, I think it was.
Yes. It's either a Family Guy video or a Tony Hawk video. Kind of both, but probably the Tony Hawk one.
So my questions, some of these may seem a little odd, but don't want to answer, that's fine.
Hey, listen, you can't shock me, John. Nothing shocks me.
The first question is, are you a gamer?
Am I a gay man? What the hell? I'm so shocked that you would ask me that.
Are you a gamer?
I think it would be disingenuous to say that I'm a gamer because I enjoy playing games when I can, but I don't play games that often, and when I do play them, I'm not as passionate about it as other people are, so I think I should say no, I'm not a gamer.
Okay. Okay, you're not a gamer.
Are you writing that down?
Other question was... I write on some of the questions. I don't have like really nice memory.
That's okay. By the
so
way,
my
where
second
are you
question
from?
was-
John?
I'm sorry. Could have. What did you say?
Oh, where are you from in the world?
Oh, I'm from South America.
Oh, okay. ¿Hablas español, Jon?
Sí.
Okay, good. I'm back online. I've done something. I'm back online. John, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you.
My bad. Now, what was your second question? Or do you have a follow-up to the first question?
My second question was, do you think it's a bit confusing or maybe contradictory that a lot of the videos seems to be focused on creativity and how it's no longer promoted in like a traditional way? Do you think it's a bit confusing or contradictory that you pay for that video?
Oh, well, I don't have a good answer prepared for this, but my general view on AI is that I don't think AI is inherently a bad thing. Like, AI can be used to help aid creation. It's a tool just like video editing software or a computer is a tool that can help you to create things. And I think in the same way that you wouldn't say that a writer who uses a computer to write a book, I don't think that they're less creative because they use spell check to write the words correctly. I'm using AI in a creative way, and so I think it's just as valid as any other like creative expression. And there's also like a heavy amount of irony in what I make and in that video specifically. So I do get kind of a kick out of the idea of like talking about creativity and then making AI say it. Like to me that is a point in itself. Like I could have said it with my voice, you know. It's not like I used it because I couldn't say it myself. Like it was done intentionally for comedic effect. So yeah, what do you think about that?
Well, I saw the video. I think it was solid. I'm gonna be honest, some points kind of get a bit muddy, maybe because it's a lot of information. But in regards of that of AI, I think, yeah, it's a tool. At the end of it, it's a tool. Like what you say, if I have a computer and I can write maybe 1,000 pages compared to having to buy paper and pencils, and well, also writing by hand is really different. Like in a computer, whatever you write, anybody can read it. If you write by hand, you have to also have good like writing technique for people to read it.
Yeah. Well,
so yeah, I see it as a tool that you can use. That's true. However, the only point that makes me get a bit like conflicted maybe is that some of the points are about, well, they remake the original. They took some ideas and changed it and did something that the original team literally didn't think about it, because why would they? It's a different time and different companies, different people. But yeah, like how they take that thing that was created with a purpose, that you would say were the PS2, I think one of them was for N64. Well, those two games and change them. And in some ways, like taking the artistic liberty in regards to that original idea. I found it confusing that you use like the voice of how's that guy, Peter?
Yes.
So yeah, like that. I don't know. I think it's a bit contradictory that you said, hey, they are using these original creators, and you are using that in that case.
Yeah.
Again, I think AI is like an extra tool. You can use it for anything. It's just that point makes me think like, well, you could get a guy who does the Peter Griffin voice. I know people who
Okay.
For a living.
Well, okay, so I got a point about that. I think that's a great point that you're making, and people have said that in comments and stuff, but I haven't got to say anything about it. And like, I totally get what you mean, but I think it should be clear that I'm not actually trying to replicate Peter Griffin sincerely. Like, I'm not trying to convince anyone that this is actually Peter Griffin from Family Guy. Like, the thing that I'm doing is, it's so bad. Like, it doesn't really sound like him. He doesn't speak in a human way. And like, you know, even the way his like character moves and stuff is not the way it does in the show. So for me, it's like creating a new thing, using the limitations of the technology to create something that wouldn't otherwise exist. So the version of Peter Griffin that's in my video is not something that exists anywhere else, because it's such a uniquely bad like piece of software. It's not realistic enough to be real. It's not fake enough to be like a new thing. It's just this weird middle ground. And for me, that's like, to me, that's a new thing. That's like using the technology to create something that didn't otherwise exist. And it's also like the kind of hypocrisy of me talking about like originality and then stealing a show like for my own gain. That is just straight up hypocrisy, to be honest, because people are hypocrites. And I think even in the video, I do say things that like contradict itself. Like when I was saying that there's advertisements in this new game for Taco Bell, but there's like there is advertisements for McDonald's in the original game. Like, it's more that people do say things that contradict their own beliefs, and I don't think that's something we should pretend doesn't exist. And so I think, and people are not going to like that I say this, but I think it's a good thing to embrace the hypocrisy of creative people. And it is true for me to say like, what they did's not good because of X, Y, and Z, but there's plenty of things you could criticize about what I do, and I think that's perfectly fine, and people should criticize the errors and the flaws in my work, and I'm totally open to that. That's kind of the whole point of criticism. But I do also have the right to fight back if I want to stand behind my point, you know? So I kind of agree with you, but I also have my own perspective on it.
Oh yeah, like I get it. In a sense, I'm like, the video doesn't stop making like valid points just for that, you know? Like, you can dismiss, how long is it, like an hour and a half?
Yeah, it's an hour 20.
Yeah, like you can just say, well, fuck it, the guy is not creative, and he's criticizing creativity, so the whole video is no longer like making valid points, and sometimes even with like proof that let you know, hey, of this stuff like connects. As I said, I think the only problem that I have with the video was that, and also that it takes so much stuff that even we're in an hour and 20 minutes, it's still like kind of superficial. I feel like.
What is superficial?
Some of the points, like in regards of the changes, what I mean by that is and after that video I saw another video that was also about the game and makes more points about the game. You know, yeah. Like I think your video talks about the game, but talks also a lot about companies gaming culture nowadays, modern media, and all of that. I saw another video that was mostly just, hey, the original game had this, and the new game is lacking all these features. Feels more straight to the point of how the game compares to the original.
Well, that's the thing that I wanted to avoid was I wanted to cover the points that other people don't talk about. And so it's like, if you want to know about the gameplay, then there's another video that's going to do that. If you want like a side-by-side comparison of everything that's changed in the game, there's other videos that do that. And so like a lot of people have said, like, you know, I'm talking about these things, but I didn't talk about, like, you know, stuff that like a basic review would talk about. And it's like, yeah, if you want to talk about the mechanics of the game and stuff, there's plenty of other videos for that. I just kind of wanted to talk about the things that interested me, that I felt like were unique things that I had to say. And generally, just from what you're saying, yeah, it is true that like I like, you know, I focus on things that I specifically believe, or that I want to focus on, and all that. And that is just the nature of like someone given their like opinion as a non-expert, that is just like, I'm fully open to getting things wrong. I'm open to being a hypocrite. I'm open to having superficial points, because at the end of the day, it is just the internet, and people are allowed to upload their opinion for free. And I think everyone has the right to criticize that. But ultimately, I don't really... I would never claim to be the expert. I just kind of wanted to say my point. And we have... Who is this? We have Blake Martin in the chat, who says, can we get John to curse Vishnu? John, can you curse Vishnu?
Did you pronounce that?
Did I pronounce it?
Like, how is it? Curse Vishnu?
Yeah, they want you to say, curse Vishnu.
Okay, curse Vishnu.
There we go, folks. John has cursed Vishnu. That proves that he is not Indian, I guess. I think they thought that you were Indian and they were trying to test you, but you told me that you're from Latino America.
Yeah, I'm not. Oh, fuck that. India.
Okay, John. Thanks for coming on and giving us your thoughts. It was great to talk to you.
Oh yeah, just one point.
Okay.
That I wanted, like,
let's make it a quick one, John.
Yeah, it was just that, like, I get it. The thing that you just said about your points, it just, in my mind, at the end of the video, I thought, like, well, this could be about any other piece of me. It could be about, fucking, I don't know, Assassin's Creed or those games.
Yeah.
It feels like, as I said, it's not more just about that game, but more about gaming culture.
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
Like the only point.
This game was just a great kind of example of like 1,000 games that have done the same thing.
Just or no, do you like any of Team Heideker's content, or you are just a full-on Sam Hyde enjoyer?
I've never watched Tim Heidecker, because I'm not even sure like what he does exactly. Like, I think he had a TV show, but I didn't have that TV show here, and I'm not like I'm aware of like what Sam Hyde does and stuff, but I'm not the biggest internet guy. Like, I don't really watch a lot of stuff, so I'm kind of aware of like the general. I know that they have like a style and stuff, but yeah, I'm not like I didn't watch their stuff and say, oh, I'm going to do that now, if that's what you're thinking. But I know there's probably a crossover. Like, I've literally never seen Tim Heidecker, but people are like, you must be a fan of him, and I'm like, he must have a similar style. Is that what it is? Like, is he like, does he have a similar kind of thing?
He's like MDE, but I will say it's for like older people, like if you try to explain MD to somebody of early 2000s, he will say, "Oh, it's Heidecker," because it's not like that extreme, but also not that sanitized.
But is it the sense of humor, or is it like the actual way that it looks?
It depends, because he has like I don't know, like 6-7 TV shows he's involved with. So some of them is like the style, you can see the influence on MD, but other stuff is like literally trying to do serious TV, but in ironic and meta and all that stuff. It's good. Sometimes it's a bit too self-indulgent, but yeah.
Eddie Catboy in the chat says, "You should watch Tim and Eric It Good." Well, to be honest, at this stage, because I'm aware that there might be like some crossover, I'm kind of trying to avoid watching that stuff on purpose, because I don't want to accidentally like actually watch it and then start copying it by accident. So I'm trying to stay away. So John, thanks for coming on. Give us your thoughts there, man.
Okay, a good one.
Have a good day. Bye bye. There we go, folks. It's John. Okie dokie. Now, before we move on, I must inform you of this advertisement that I'm forced to play. So we'll be back after this.
You're listening to Grinds My Gears with the Small Dude.
You can own the funniest family on DVD.
I'm the king of the world.
Family Guy puts the fun.
No.
Back in dysfunctional.
Somebody's got to put food on this table.
Family Guy, own Volume 1 on DVD.
Okay, so somebody in the chat there was saying, Abdullah Games says, "Hey, Small Dude, was your channel affected by the algorithm change?" To be honest, I've talked about this last week, but my kind of I talked about this on the Patreon podcast. If you like this show, go over to patreon.com/the small dude. You might enjoy the stuff that's there, but more importantly, it helps me make money from doing this live stream and the YouTube channel. Was my channel affected by the algorithm change? It's hard for me to know, because technically my video, the last one that I uploaded, is doing better than my videos would normally do. But that guy, Lord Frogmire from the Synthetic Man podcast, he was saying that he thinks my video should have like 1 million views. And I was saying, I don't think that my video is the type of video to have 1 million views. But the more I've thought about it, I'm like, actually, it probably should have more views than it has. And I've been looking into like the algorithm change, and it actually seems like an undeniable thing that like channels are losing viewership where they would have otherwise had it. And usually I would say that this is like conspiracy, that this is people being paranoid, you know. I would usually say, and Devin is his name, yes, Devin. I would usually say that as long as you're making good stuff, it'll get out to the people who want to watch it. But the more I look into it, the more I actually see that that is not true in this specific case. That it's not a case that people are making lower quality videos, or they're making videos that people don't want to watch. It actually is like I can't prove this, but it just really does seem to be a thing that something happened, and I don't know where the views are gone. Where are the views gone? Are people watching other videos instead? Like, I just don't get it, but it's like an anomaly where, like, it doesn't make sense that 1 million people will watch something today, but then next week only half the amount of people will watch it. And this is consistent with, like, with TV. You know, like, if an episode of Seinfeld airs in the 80s, and, like, 1 million people watch episode 1, and then, like, 800,000 watch episode 2, that makes sense. But it would not make sense for 1 million people to tune in on Monday, and then the next Monday only half of that tune in. And the same also goes for live music, that if a musician is touring and they're playing a show in Ireland, and then they're playing a show in the UK, and, you know, they go through Europe, the booking agent knows roughly how many people are going to go to those shows, and they book an appropriate sized venue. I don't know how they know. I genuinely don't know how somebody can know how many people are going to go to a show, but they're correct consistently. It's someone's job to know. And so it just is an anomaly on YouTube that if you upload a video and you know that 1 million people would like to watch it, but like half of the people are actually seeing it, it's not your video that's the problem. And so I don't know, I can't speak on it with like too much certainty because like I don't know what's going on. But something happened. Somebody's saying to me, it's because the new ad block doesn't give videos a view to bypass the ads. Yeah, like it would make more sense that it's the case that something's not being registered as a view. Because, like, the people want to see it, you know? And, like, if you watch a channel over and over and over, when they upload a new video, like, it's the first thing that comes up for you. And that's going to happen for, like, a pretty consistent amount of people. So, did that happen to my channel? I have no idea. But, to be honest, like, just looking at the analytics of my own channel, I probably should have more views. And that's annoying. But I don't know what I can do about that. It's a combination of the algorithm changing to favor videos that are not restricted, as well as ad block changing to bypass Google's ban. Oh yeah, I forgot that Google banned ad block. Okay, well that's terrible. So people get to still watch the video, but the people who made it just don't make any money, and they're well, you wouldn't have made money from ad block anyway, but at least you get the view, you know? That's still something that helps promote your video. It is honestly a bit crazy what's going on, and I would never say that. Like really, I always think it's paranoia, but really not this time. Yeah, and Shiok is saying that some guy is mad because his no effort video only got 1 million views. I mean, yeah, that's kind of how I feel about my video getting like 120,000 views. Is that I feel it's a bit silly for me to complain about that, because obviously that's a good thing for me. But at the same time, it's like you know that you're owed $100, but someone's giving you 50. It's like, it's not about the amount, you know, it's about the principle of like, I worked, I did something, I created value, even if it's a low effort shit video. You know, I still entertained people for 15 minutes. And who gets the money? It's not me, it's somebody else. Or nobody. But if anyone's getting money, it should be me, because I created the thing, you know? That's fair. No one can argue with that. $15 to YouTube. How much to the small dude? Oh yeah, if you're talking about YouTube Premium, is it? I don't know. The idea of the idea of paying for YouTube Premium doesn't sit too well with me either. Like just directly giving them a chunk of money, I don't know. I don't like giving them any more money than they already have. Okay, folks. So here's a little something interesting for you. Hold on. Chiok says, I remember when Patreon started to get people off ads and pay the creators directly. Then they started asking for both ads and Patreon. Yeah, I know. I was a bit cynical about that until I started making videos, and I realized how, like, man, you make a crazy amount of nothing from making YouTube videos. And I know no one wants to hear a guy complain about that when they have 1 million views, but genuinely, for getting 1 million people to watch what you've made and the amount of money that you get for it, it is crazy. Like, if you boil that down to like how many hours you worked, it's like worse than any job. And so like stuff like Patreon is like the only thing where you get close to something reasonable. Anyway, no one wants to hear me complain about that. JBiz Retro Corner says, send me PayPal link. I'll drop more than the sycophant this second. PayPal link. I think I have a PayPal link. If that's a serious thing, I mean, I'd appreciate that. I think I have a PayPal link either in the description of this video or definitely in the description of the main videos. Oh my god, I don't. Okay, well, since somebody asked, I might as well update that. Okay, I'm gonna do that now, JBiz. If you're serious about this, he says, I'll drop 100 times the ad watcher's contribution does right now once. Okay, I'm not entirely sure what you mean by that. The ad watcher's contribution? Oh, you mean like people who watch ads on your YouTube video? You'll drop 100 times that right now? That's big talk, JBiz. Oh yeah, the Streamlabs. Look, the link's down there right now on screen. It's gone. But check the description. Streamlabs. If you're serious about this, Jay, if you're serious about this, it's gonna come up on screen right there. Oh, it's only $20. All right. Okay. If you're serious about that, it'll come up on screen right here on Streamlabs. 100% of the money goes to me for Streamlabs, and YouTube doesn't get any of it. Okay. Well, thank you for that. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I said I had something interesting for you, and then I played some music. We had a guy on the very first episode of this, and he was crazy. And he was talking about all sorts of nonsense, mayonnaise, and I just don't even know what he was saying, but it was very entertaining. And then, the next time he came on, he kind of seemed a bit off. There's something a bit darker about him. And then the third time he came on, he screamed the N-word. Okay? That was last week, I think. So this guy's been kind of on one, and now he's messaging me saying, let me on, let me on. He says he has something to say. I don't know if he knows this, but someone has been sending messages to me on his behalf saying, I'm so sorry about my brother. He has schizophrenia and autism, and I heard that he screams the N-word on your live podcast, and I want to apologize for the harm he's done to your community. Okay? So his brother messaged me on his behalf saying, I'm so sorry for my brother's behavior. And I said, okay, I don't care. Why you don't send me... Nobody send me big, long paragraphs. I'm not going to read it. Okay? So I skimmed through that and got the gist. Now he's telling me that he wants to get back on again, so I guess we're going to see what he has to say. So this is Monkey. Okay, Monkey,
hello,
what's going on?
guys.
Was that really your brother who messaged me?
No, it wasn't. It was a faker, like Shadow the Hedgehog.
Okay, so that was just a guy who's listening to the show and thought it would be a funny little LARP to pose as your brother.
Oh, hey, it's my real monkey's brother.
Now,
how are you doing?
Now, Monkey, you said you have some update for us?
Yeah, update. My mom's now at work.
That's the update.
She's
You've been
now at
messaging
work.
me to tell me that your mom's now at work. That's the important thing that you have to say to get on the show.
Yes, and I can talk to you whatever I want without her incurring the message.
Well, I didn't know that your mother was impeding our conversations. I didn't know that she was getting in the way.
Yeah, and also great news.
Yeah?
I am going to get a job at Charlie Cheese's.
Okay, and what are you going to do there?
I am going to clean the ball pits. I am going to clean the arcade machines. And I'm going to fix the animatronics.
What? How are you qualified to fix the animatronics? What qualifies you to do that?
I'm 17, and I have the mind of an 18-year-old man.
Hey, JBiz with the $20.
Serious. You are a good person and cool. Please stay that way, W support.
Okay, JB's with $20.
Sorry,
Thank you for the money.
Monkey is saying exactly my thoughts. JBiz, you're serious. You're a serious guy, and thank you sincerely for that. I appreciate that a lot.
And also, I met Chuck E. Cheese. He was like, "Oh hey, real monkey, what's up?"
J-Biz,
You like to smoke?
You're a real guy. I muted him for a sec. He's still talking, but I muted him. You're a real guy, man. You pulled through, and genuinely, that is worth. I don't even know how many views that's worth. That's worth a bunch of views, man. You've just. He says, "There you go, buddy. As promised. Y'all don't gotta worry about watching ads. Just drop a bill every now and then. Hey, listen, there's a bunch of people who don't need to watch ads now because of you, J-Biz. That's probably the most altruistic thing a man can do. I'm inspired. WJ Biz, says Jam. I agree. Thank you, J Biz. Sincerely, I appreciate that a lot. Okay, now back to the entertainment here. Real Monkey, why did you say the N-word on the podcast last time? You called in and screamed it down the phone.
I didn't say the N-word. My mom said the N-word.
You did, Monkey. You said, "This is Monkey," and then you said, "I hate minorities. I wish they all perished."
No, I did not do it. It was my evil twin brother.
So are you saying that someone impersonated you and then hopped on and did that?
Yes, I know who was it.
Who was it?
It was none other than Stuttering John Melendez.
Was this John, what was his name? Schizo John?
Stuttering John. He had a diss.
And how can
forced me to...
How can I find him and punish him? What did he force you to do?
Twitter. You should go on Twitter and go on Stuttering John's Twitter account and say, "How dare you make the monkey say the N-word? Faster your ground for 10,000 years."
J Biz says, "It's nothing. I don't have much, but if everyone did that, that'd be nice. If everyone did donate $20, that would be very nice. Not just for me, but for the world." Monkey, what about you? You have a job at Chuck E. Cheese. Would you give me $20?
Sure, I will give you $20 via my bank account, my PayPal.
Okay, cool. We can do that right now.
Which translates to 17 pounds.
I don't use pounds, but that's okay. We don't need to worry about the translation. We'll take round numbers. Can you get your mom's credit card?
Yes, but it may take a while. It may take me a few months.
What are you going to spend your money on when you start working at Chuck E. Cheese?
You know what I'm going to spend my money on?
What?
Astro Boy, the Ultra Collector Series.
Whoa, I don't believe it. That is so cool.
You know why? Because Astro Boy is super cool that he made my autism race high like a rocket.
And can you tell us about your autism? What's going on there?
My autism was formed after Peter Griffin went to my mom and said, "You have a Sigma," and I was born. Then I was the funny BB Stewie Griffin from the year 2007 to 2019.
Okay,
I used to wear.
It's hard to know what to talk about with you. I have no idea what you're talking about at any point.
I'm talking about my history.
What's the most interesting thing about your history?
Is that I was on the news.
You were on the news? Why?
Because it was my birthday.
That's not newsworthy. Everyone has a birthday every day. It's someone's birthday every day.
I was on the news because I actually won the Family Guy fan art competition.
What did you draw?
I drew Peter Griffin hugging Astro Boy while Thomas the Tank Engine dies. And also Porky Pig is going through a hill saying, like a Pied Piper saying, I'm a wacky person and I mix stuff up.
What? You are a wacky person. That's why I like to have you on the show. That's why I was so disappointed when this imposter came on with your name and said he hates minorities. What should I do about that guy? How should I punish him?
Call him I know who he is. He's one of those woke people.
That doesn't sound like something woke people do. That's not characteristic of them.
I know. You know what? I have a secret to tell you.
Okay.
I am homosexual.
No way. Do you have sex? Have you had sex with a man?
Yes, I did.
Where did you meet that man?
at the Chuck E. Cheese ball pit.
And what was your first conversation? How did you introduce yourself to them?
I am your friend now.
And what did he say?
Rainboy 54.
And then skip to the part then when you had sex. How did that happen?
We played some music. I think it was Pluck.
And
it was music.
And what age was this guy?
He's the same age as Peter Griffin.
Okay, well, quick thinking there. You know, that was the quickest route to get me to understand that number. And what did you do afterwards, after you ejaculated and finished?
Afterwards, I gave the animatronics some booze. And the bots were drunk. They said, "Hey, Chuck, what is it, Jasper?" Honk, honk. Aha, funny, said the Jasper.
So you were still in Chuck E. Cheese while you had homosexual sex with this man who you met in the ball pit?
Of course I did.
Okay. And are you going to do it again?
Yes, of course I will.
How are you going to find the next homosexual man to have sex with?
You know what? I'm going to disguise myself as a secret agent.
What are you doing right now? Where are you?
I am reading the Family Guy guide.
The guide?
To Family Guy.
And what does it say? How do you watch Family Guy?
It says that do you know that Seth MacFarlane called the boom because he thought the boom was a funny word?
Oh, that sounds like it could actually be true, but that's not really a guide to watching Family Guy. That's kind of like Family Guy trivia that you've got.
Okay, I know. There's a hidden deleted scene in which the evil monkey was angry over a monkey that had sex with another monkey. He said, "Ooh, ooh, ah, ah, ooh, ooh, ah, ah, ooga booga."
Okay, Funky Monkey, it was good having you on today. Good thoughts. I don't even know what to say to you, but I hope you're okay.
Okay, you know why I did last week? Because my mom forced me to take a pill.
Oh, so you did do it last week?
Yes.
Okay, and what pill did she make you take that made you say that you hate minorities and then scream?
A black and white pill. White pill.
Monkey, I need to get you off. I'm gonna. Something terrible is gonna happen.
Oh no! Got my gun ready.
I can feel it in my brain. So just I don't know what it is, but something in my brain. Terrible.
My mom isn't here. Don't worry.
Okay. Gotta
my mom
go.
isn't here.
I gotta go.
Bye.
Bye. I'm gonna have to edit that out later. I turned red after saying it because I knew I messed up. Oh god. You know what? Let's just... Oh my god. Let's just wrap up the show here, ladies and gents. It's too late. It's too late in the day. Oh no, and now my biggest hater's here. Mince is in the chat. Says, should I get on and make it entertaining? No folks, we gotta close the show. Okay? I closed the Discord there and it asked me, how did the call go? Hey! Oh, hey! And now I'm giving it a big smiley face, man. It goes, saying it went well. Andron MK2 says, holy crap, I don't know what you're talking about because that thing that you're talking about is going to be edited out of the final edition as soon as I can possibly do that. Well, listen, I was just quoting another guy. I was quoting the most popular YouTuber on YouTube, PewDiePie. That's where I learned it from. Just when it was getting good, says Mike. Well, listen, we're at the 3-hour mark now, and I'm starting to think maybe these things need to be 3 hours long. Or maybe I'm just thinking that I need to get better sleep at night, so that I'm not so tired at this time of day. Let's see. Let's check out the live chat, because that's how we end the show. And actually, I do have one more thing prepared for you. I just needed to take a break there for a sec. Don't click. I'm not gonna say. Forget about it. It was free speech. It was free speech. Okay, folks. What is there to even talk about now? I feel like don't know what I feel like. The way my brain works is that I kind of focus on one thing at a time, and I kind of can't think about more than one thing, and now there's just one thing on my mind that I'm thinking about, and it was this time a while ago when I said something that I shouldn't have said, and it's just, I can't stop thinking about it. Good show, small dude. You rock, says Demo Nova. Thank you, Demo. And it's good to see a lot of classic small dudes in here. Good to see familiar faces. Jonathan Shadows in the chat. He said, did you buy those dental things I recommended? The xylitol mints and the oil pulling. I was talking about your remembrance of my tooth issue earlier. I've actually decided that I just need to go to the dentist. I know I should do the things that you recommended, but I'm just going to go to the dentist and continue to brush my teeth twice a day, because I just don't have the time to be shaving and washing my face and brushing my teeth and putting xylitol in my mouth. It's too many things for one day. Or maybe I'm just really lazy. Yeah. This is what editing for MDE does to your brain. Well, it's funny because like the things that I edit are actually very like tame things. I'm not being put in through the gun. Oh wait, actually maybe not. Yeah, the thing, you know what? It's actually it's a bit bad for my mind that most of the things that I'm editing, the uncensored version of most of the things that I edit usually have stuff that needs to be edited out. You know what I mean? And I always have this fear that there's going to be this thing in the original video that like the only humor from it is going to come from the fact that it is edited out. And I always have this fear that when I go through the edit that I'm going to forget to actually take that out. So for example, there's some videos of mine where like I'll say something or a character will say something, and the entire humor of it comes from the fact that like it's going to be completely indecipherable what they say, and it's just a big long string of terrible things. But then I have to immediately make sure that I censor it because I will forget, and I always forget what you can and can't put on YouTube. And when I uploaded the Tony Hawk video, I was also thinking, like I uploaded it and I was watching it back and I was like, I forgot to make sure that any of this is monetizable or even allowed to be on YouTube. Like it really did not cross my mind if I was saying things that are like technically hate speech or something, even if it's a joke, you know? That's a dangerous thing. It scares me that happens to me. Okay. Have you seen Trump made the cure for autism? I saw during this live chat, there's this thing on Discord where people send in like images, and I just look at the YouTube live stream chat, but I looked at that Discord one for a sec and I saw that people were talking about that. I don't know if that's breaking news, but at this stage, I don't even know if I trust anything that Trump is saying. Did I just call Donald Trump trust? Trust that like I used to think that Trump exaggerated things, or he said things that were a bit like for the sake of being newsworthy, but there is truth to it. But now I think he just says like straight up lies that mean nothing. Yeah, not that I'm the most educated guy on this, but what was it at Charlie Kirk's funeral? Trump was like talking about himself and just talking about like this thing, whatever it is, this big news he has about autism. And You know, it's just the idea that you'd be at this like funeral type event and talking about like your business. That's like me getting up and being like, hey guys, so sad the event here today. Anyway, I've got this new video coming out. You're really gonna like it. You know, it's like there's a time and a place where it's only about one person, you know, and a person's funeral is just about that person. So, you know, oftentimes when someone says something terrible, I just kind of write them off forever. And Trump is kind of one of those guys right now. Jonathan Shadow says he got to go. Doggo's getting old and having to buy ramps and stuff. Oh my god, that is, yeah, that's old dog stuff. Jonathan, don't worry, I'm heading off now in a minute. Real Monkey says, I'm the same guy in the previous call. That's right, he's the guy who was on the call a minute ago. Now he's getting more airtime. Charlie was a great guy, like me. I'm a great guy. Charlie would say I'm a great guy. Better than him. I almost believed that as a quote for a sec. Because it had quotation marks. But also because it sounds like something he'd say. Would be true if he died on yeah, it is true. He kind of died like a while ago. It's not a while ago, but though, really, I mean, it's only a couple days. Like, how quickly can you get these things organized? That's pretty crazy, I think. Like, that event with like all the fireworks and stuff. How quickly can they get that stuff organized, you know? Like, how does that work, the logistics? To be fair, he was the only speaker who didn't have a teleprompter. Well, I think that is the great thing, the great skill that Trump has, is that he can just go. And that's why he is where he is today, is that he can just like start talking, and he does an insanely good job of it. Like, I start talking and certain things come out. You know, I start talking and the wrong word comes out. I'm not so good at just talking off the bat, but he can talk and he can actually like weave his point pretty like well. And so that's like, he's like the ultimate enemy. If you're against Trump, you can never beat that. Like, no one's gonna be better than him at that. So, and he knows it. Improvise and shit. Exactly. And someone says, Sheok says Trump does use the teleprompter. He doesn't really need to though. Like, even if he does use it, there can be a bullet point on there and he'll just talk. He even gets a laugh. He always gets a laugh even at a funeral. I haven't actually watched like the full thing, but I just saw like one clip. But I've no doubt that he got a laugh at a funeral. He hasn't been funny lately though. Trump has not been funny lately. I don't remember the last time I laughed at something he said. Intentionally or unintentionally. It was the case for a long time that everything he said kind of got some reaction. But now he just seems angry and like, hey, what the hell's going on? Everybody shut up. That's kind of what he's saying. The subtext of everything he's saying now is, everybody shut up except for me. I need to talk. And what I have to say is, shut up. I know the room is mad split, but please just support the small dude. It's my first day. I don't think the room is split. I think everyone's on the same side. All across the world. All united. Holding hands. Alright folks, there we have it. Another successful live stream in the bag, folks. I hope you had a good time. I hope you enjoyed yourself. I did. We will be back again. This time. Not this time. 7 p.m. GMT next Monday. That is midday PT Pacific time. I'll be back here for Grinds My Gears. You'll be calling in. I'll be talking to you. We all have a good laugh here. We had a good laugh today, didn't we? We had a good time together. Well, it'll happen again next week. Thank you all for tuning in. Thanks to all the live chats. Thanks to super chatters and the new members, folks. It's a pleasure to be here serving you. The Hell Funny Network's here. He says, stream was certainly interesting today, especially near the end. Good to get some rest, though. I've got something particular to talk about next time. We'll look forward to that, folks. There will always be a next time. Until one time when there won't be. And Grande Blank says, did I just miss it? You just did. I'm going to try do longer streams from, when I can. I've just got a lot going on at the moment. My brain is fried. But here, listen. I'm here showing up representing, right? I'm representing. Am I not? The sheriff is near. Okay, the sheriff is around. And I gotta go. Alright, folks. Pleasure hanging out with you today. Don't forget to like if you forgot, says JBiz. Hey! Brian the God. Small dude, don't forget you rock. Thank you, Brian. You rock, Brian. You should change that to, you should change your username to that. You rock, Brian. It sounds pretty cool. It's like your first name's You Rock. Thank you, Brian the God. Thank you very much. And yes, like the stream if you forgot. It implies that you always intended to, but you just forgot. Thank you, folks. Appreciate y'all. Still reading the chat. I wish I could just stop talking and just read the chat as if I was watching the show. But I'm actually in the show. I am the show. Okay, Grande Blank's going to be here next week. Good stuff. And Shane M. Brady says, thank you, small dude. Thank you, folks. This is me signing off. Until then, hey! Andron MK2 has become a small dude. Congratulations. Welcome to the club, Andron. Welcome to the club. No, that's not the right music. Welcome to the club. This is a special club where we say and do special things. Andron, thank you, man. Enjoy the exclusive title of being a tiny dude in a small world. Sweet dreams, everybody. Have a good sleep tonight, okay? Make sure you wake up tomorrow fresh, and make sure you fill your day with things to do. Enjoy yourself. Appreciate everybody in your life. Eat healthy. Don't be addicted to bad things. Focus on positive things and progressive. What's it called? Progressive thoughts. Generative thoughts. Have generative thoughts instead of regressive thoughts. Make sure that the things you're thinking make good things happen later. You know. Don't get stuck in bad thoughts. Good sleep, exercise, good diet, and I'll see you next week. Okay. Good night, my love.